following is a special sports broadcast presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg.
Play ball!
It's time for the fun and excitement of West Virginia high school baseball. Today's game is being brought to you by
Smallwood and Small Insurance, Thomas Miller Agent, Administrative Drive, Martinsburg. Cider Press Restaurant, Exit 5, Inwood. Trips Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring in Inwood. Chris Ross with Milestone Realty, Tavern Road, Martinsburg. The Mortgage Center in the Aiken Center, Martinsburg. Dynamark Atlantic Security, your local alarm professional. Holly's VIP Northside, Veronica Drive, Martinsburg. Art McBee Insurance, Martinsburg and Berkeley Springs. D&N Auto Specialists off Tavern Road, Martinsburg. And Heffley Motors, HeffleyMotorCompany.com.
And now for the pregame show. Let's go out to the field and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
And a very pleasant good evening, everyone, and welcome into Appleman Park. We are on the campus of Musselman High School in Inwood, West Virginia. Tonight, it is a regional matchup as the Musselman Appleman play host to the Jefferson Cougars. For Talk Radio WRNR and TV10 Sports, I'm Matt Miller along with Matt Crawford, John Alderton running our camera, Donald Kinney, our producer on site, and Colin McLaughlin, our engineer at the studio. Matt, our matchup tonight sees the Jefferson Cougars come in still as the number one team in the state of West Virginia in Class AAA, and rightfully so, off to a very impressive 9-0 start to the season.
Yeah, 9-0 start, and you look up and down this lineup, and you see why. A lot of power. Just looking at that home run category on our stat sheet: 6 for Colin Horowitz, 3 for Reagan Hollinger, 2 for Finn Horowitz, younger brother of Colin Horowitz, 1 for Zac Rose. We saw the 1 for Kami Gonzalez on a Tuesday evening, and this is just a team that powers the ball all over the ballpark, and they're getting it done on the mound as well.
Yeah, you're talking about a team that has an ERA of 1.56, and as you mentioned, the power numbers, how about 14 home runs, but let's add in 20 doubles, and out of 89 hits as a team, you're talking 34 have gone for extra bases.
Yeah, that's not too bad at all, and again, it's almost even more impressive what they're doing, number one, based on not having a season last year and the way they were able to just quickly start. And you're looking at Jefferson as the longest layoff this spring for baseball in the Eastern Panhandle. They didn't play for 10 days and seem to pick right back up where they left off, getting back in the swing of things. For Musselman, it's been almost a week since they've been on the field. We were here last Friday when the Martinsburg Bulldogs were in town. Musselman fell into that one 15-2, and they've had 2 games postponed since then, so they're looking to get back into a rhythm of actually playing consistently now that we're about halfway through the season.
Yeah, one of those was a weather-related postponement. The other seemed to be a mix-up in scheduling on the part of the opposition, and so when we'll hear from head coach Josh Hartman in a little bit, he'll say that time may have actually been good for them to get into the cage and even get on the field and do some practice. Musselman comes in on a 3-game losing streak. They are 4-8 on the season.
Yeah, and they come in, again, just trying to get into a rhythm still this season. They've had the last 2 postponed and just trying to put wins together. They've had 2 separate 2-game baby winning streaks, if you will, to open the season. It was 2-0, a win against Berkeley Springs and a win against Spring Mills, but that was followed by 5 straight losses before getting 2 wins against Washington and against Pendleton County. 2 losses since then have been against Kaiser and against Goretti, and you're looking at a team that is just trying to find some sort of consistency at the plate, and that's been their biggest issue this year. On the mound, they put guys out there that have given them a chance to win games, but at the plate, there's just not a lot of consistency there yet.
Well, and when you look at their hitting numbers, about .299 is a team average, and you'd say that's not bad on the high school level. Just 5 extra base hits, however, when you look at, pardon me, that's triples and home runs. Add in 18 doubles, so you're still talking about 23 extra base hits out of 77 total hits as a team. And then on the other side, the team ERA, 6.31. They have scored 95 runs, but have allowed about 92.
I need to go back and correct myself. Those last 2 losses were Berkeley Springs and Martinsburg. The one before that was against Goretti. So this is a game that is a regional matchup. Obviously, those games mean a little bit more in terms of ranking down the stretch, and should be a good one with the pitching duel we'll have tonight between Jacob Miller and Zac Rose. Rose.
No, it is a beautiful evening for high school baseball. Maybe a little chilly by the end of this ball game, but otherwise not a lot of wind and not real cold. No rain or anything going on right now. It's the first time in a while we've been able to say all of that.
Yeah, and a lot different than the last time we were here. Last Friday, the winds were going 20 to 25. Calmed down a little bit by the time the game started, but Martinsburg definitely took advantage of the wind blowing out towards left field. They got a hold of some balls and got them up in that jet stream, and Musselman just couldn't put it in play enough to really take advantage of some of that wind blowing out to left field. So we'll see if they can start strong tonight, swing the bats well. And this is a Jefferson team that gave up 2 runs in the first inning their last time out, so we'll see what happens next.
All right, Jefferson wrapping up their warm-ups. They'll begin to get the field ready for this one tonight. So let's take a 1-minute timeout and then return where we will hear from both head coaches. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Carpal tunnel syndrome affects 13 million Americans and left untreated can cause long-term debilitation. WVU Medicine Jefferson Medical Center recently became the first hospital in the region to offer carpal tunnel release with ultrasound guidance using the new Sonex Health SX1 microknife. CTR surgery is an outpatient procedure and most patients return to normal activities within 3 to 6 days. For more info, contact WVU Medicine board-certified orthopedic surgeon Brad Wright at 304-725-2663.
As we welcome you back into Appleman Park, we turn our attention to both head coaches. We start with the homestanding Musselman Appleman, led by Josh Hartman in his 2nd season on the field, 3rd season overall with Musselman. And we got our conversation started talking about the couple of postponements and having a little bit of time to maybe work out some kinks with the team right now, dropping 3 straight.
Absolutely needed those days just to work on fundamentals, work on his kids' batting approaches, things like that. Get some BPs in with our kids that haven't thrown for a while, so there's definitely those days off definitely helped us with that.
Are you getting to full strength, if you will? I know you had a couple of guys coming from basketball and maybe even other sports. Do you feel like you're beginning to have the players that you expected to have?
I mean, what I have on the field right now is what I have. I mean, there's nobody else coming, so what we got is what we got. So we try to get a lineup out there that works. We've pretty much had a different lineup every game and different one tonight, so hopefully the one I drew up tonight will give us an opportunity to be in the game tonight.
Young baseball team, what are you seeing from game to game and how they're developing and growing?
I mean, we are young. I mean, we started a bunch of young kids, but at this point of the year, we're pretty much halfway through our season. So these young kids have had half a season on their belt, so they're not so much young anymore with that. We're going through the growing pains right now, but that's certain. Every game is experience for them, and it's going to help them in the future, that's for certain.
When you look at it, can you pinpoint areas that are maybe hurting you worse than others?
I mean, our starting pitching right now has kind of been an issue. We really haven't been given a chance. Our starters haven't been going very deep in the games. I like him putting on the mound tonight. Jake's on the mound tonight. He's only had 2 outings. The first one was against Morgantown and didn't give up a run against them. And he had a shutout against Pendleton. He's pretty much been stuck behind a plate for me. So tonight he's getting an opportunity to get back on the mound and hopefully he gives us a chance.
What is it that you see in these Jefferson Cougars in this matchup?
Oh, man, those bats. Those bats. There's not a weak spot in the lineup. I mean, I don't know how many home runs they got, but number 9 guys hitting them out. They're pretty good. They're all the way through the lineup.
Coach, good luck.
Thank you very much.
All right, there you go. That is Josh Hartman, and hearing some of his comments, and he finishes talking about the bats. And yeah, Jefferson is pounding the baseball, but when I went to talk to John Lowry Sr., he said, hey, tell you what, why don't you talk to my pitching coach, Ken Cross, because as well as they've been hitting the ball, they've been pitching and playing defense. So let's hear from Coach Cross as we got our conversation started with what's going on the mound.
Yeah, well, we've been doing a good job of consistently throwing strikes. The last game, we started Jordan Biggs, and he hadn't been able to pitch for us all 4 years, and we got an opportunity to get him out there, and that was a good thing for Jordan.
You brought some guys in right after him again that, as you mentioned, were really throwing strikes. How much do you preach that first pitch being a strike?
Constantly. The key is if they're not throwing strikes, they're not out there. So, we stress that a whole lot, and we definitely have had a good group of kids that have been throwing high strike percentages this year.
You all consistently have solid defensive numbers as well. Talk to us about what that means to your guys on the mound, the confidence that they can have knowing that defense is playing well behind them.
Yeah, they go out there knowing that the defense has their backs, and that makes pitching a whole lot easier. So with that, it breeds the confidence that they need to throw the strikes, and knowing that that the field's going to be behind them.
How about when the offense is scoring the way that you guys are able to put up runs? What does that mean?
That is also a big plus. It's been a couple games this year where we fell behind early in the game, and the same inning we bounced back and went and took the lead, and that helps with the pitcher's confidence as well.
What is it that you see in this Musselman group? Typically, the Appleman, a team that puts the ball in play.
Yeah. We've seen a lot of the teams in the area that's put the ball in play, and Musselman won't be any different from all the other EPAC teams.
Coach, thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
There you go, pitching coach Ken Cross of the Jefferson Cougars, and his thoughts heading into this matchup with Jefferson at Musselman. All right, we take one more 1-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll take a look at today's starting lineups. It's West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Heffley Motor Company, serving the Eastern Panhandle for over 17 years. Known for our wide variety of vehicles at great prices, we are the area's only pre-owned Carfax Advantage dealer.
Save yourself time and money. Come see us. You'll be glad you did.
And don't forget our popular detailing service to keep your car looking brand new. We're proud to be your partner serving the community. You're local, we're local, why not buy local? Heffley Motor Company, a nice place to do business.
Remember that last trip to the auto mechanic?
I also think your solenoid gasket is bad.
What?
Yep, that'll be another $500.
Forget that and go to D&N Auto Specialist at 230 Tavern Road, Martinsburg, where honesty is their best policy. Serving the Eastern Panhandle since 1974, D&N Auto is family-owned and operated, specializing in exhaust alignments and tires. From general maintenance to major overhauls, they'll treat you right. Call D&N Auto Specialist at 304-267-4078.
Back again here at Appleman Park. The starting lineups being introduced to the crowd on hand here. Let's take a look at those lineups as well with Matt Crawford.
Let's start with the Jefferson Cougars, coming in with a record of 9 wins and 0 losses in the leadoff spot, playing center field. Peyton Corwin, apologies, we've been calling him Corwine all year. Just got the pronunciation here tonight. So that
there is Peyton, an E at the end.
There is an E, C-O-R-W-N-I-E, but it's Corwin.
How about W-I-N-E?
Or that too. In left field batting second is Conor Bailey. At the hot corner batting third is Cullen Horwitz. Doing the catching is Reagan Hollinger. Batting fifth in right field is Finn Horowitz. That is Griffin as a full name. Batting sixth is Zac Rose. He will be on the mound tonight for the Jefferson Cougars. At shortstop batting seventh is Kamian Gonzalez. Doing the DH, he is DHing for the first baseman Mark Smith, is number 22 Sammy Roberts. And rounding out the batting order playing second base is Riley Vadaz. Looking at the Musselman Apple, and they come in with a record of 4 wins and 8 losses. In the leadoff spot, playing left field is Kyle Lohr. Playing shortstop is Jason Myers. He will bat second. In the number 3 spot is Blake Hartman. He will start in center field. The pitcher, Jacob Miller, in the cleanup spot. Catcher Baden Hartman is batting fifth. Third baseman Liam Wilson is batting sixth. First baseman Jackson Shockey is in the 7th spot, batting eighth, and DHing for Sam Simpson. At second base is Dylan Stevens. And rounding out your batting order for the Musselman Appleman is right fielder Trevor Bohr.
Head coach for Musselman, we heard from earlier, Josh Hartman, in his second season on the field, third with the program, 19 wins, 21 losses, assisted by Brian Klepner, Jordan Ambrose, and Mike Mackey. For John Lowry Sr., 48th year with Jefferson, 50th overall, technically 51st and 49th, because they didn't play last year. How about the record? 1,341 wins, 352 losses, 3 ties, assisted by J.P. Jones, along with Ken Cross, Mark Rotruck, and Chuck Hamilton. So there you go. Coaching staffs, teams introduced. Jefferson lined up along that first base line in the road grays with maroon lettering and gold trim. Musselman with their starters heading out onto the field. 3 in the outfield, 3 right behind second base, and 3 will line up just behind the pitcher's mound, and they wear the white baseball pants. Kelly green jersey tops with white lettering and red trim. All right, we're going to send it back to the studio. We take a 2-minute timeout, and when we come back, we will have the opening pitch and all the play-by-play of West Virginia high school baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
WVU Medicine introduces a new minimally invasive hysterectomy surgery to our area. V-Notes is an advanced gynecologic technique that provides many benefits to patients, such as shorter hospital stays, less post-operative pain, faster recoveries, and no visible scars. Dr. Aaron Miller and Dr. Lori Tucker with WVU Medicine OBGYN in Martinsburg are the only OBGYNs in the Baltimore, Washington metropolitan area currently offering this cutting-edge procedure. WVU Medicine, the future of surgery is here.
This is Matt Miller, along with my wife, Dale.
As homeowners, we've been through the mortgage process several times, and each time we went to Mark and Cheryl Savitt at the Mortgage Center.
They treat you like family with personal one-on-one service, walking with you through the process from application to settlement.
Plus, low interest rates and closing costs.
The Mortgage Center is on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Phone 304-267-9040.
Or online at mortgagefinancing.com. NMLS number 237527, equal housing lender.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all. And Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars, too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
All right, Matt, when it comes to flooring, you can't beat luxury vinyl. It's waterproof, easy to clean and maintain, extremely durable, and looks great.
Are you nuts? Hardwood flooring's the way to go. It's durable, easy to maintain, matches every decor, and increases the value of your home instantly.
All right, one thing we can agree on is Trips Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring. They'll take care of you with great selection, service, and pricing.
Whether it's hardwood or luxury vinyl, call Trips at 304-229-7009.
Or visit tripsfloorsanding.com.
On our TV 10 camera, Donald Kenny, our on-site producer. Back at the studio, our engineer for this broadcast is Colin McLaughlin. Now towing the pitching rubber and beginning his warm-up tosses is Jacob Miller, and Matt, he's got some pretty good numbers in the early going of this season.
Yeah, not too bad. 10 innings on the mound, a 0 ERA across the board, a record of 1-0 coming in. 3 hits in those 10 innings, no runs, none of them earned. 6 strikeouts, 5 walks, and this will be his 3rd game, 2nd start this year. So we heard he got the start against Morgantown, then came in relief in his 2nd appearance.
Len pitched well in that matchup against Morgantown earlier in the season, and they are going to need him to throw well. He's got a tough task facing Peyton Corwin, Conor Bailey, and Cullen Horowitz in the top of that Jefferson order. Let's take a look at what else has been going on in some local high school sports as the 4A quarterfinals at the boys state basketball tournament taking place today. And earlier, Jefferson fell in that opening round. They were the 7 seed, knocked out by the 2 seed, George Washington, 65-48. Still a solid effort, and a good season for the Jefferson Cougars as they had a 6-point lead at the intermission, but just came out a little flat in that 3rd quarter, and boy, did GW light it up in the 2nd half.
Yeah, they did. They played very well, and the game probably played out a lot like people, if you're just looking at a final score, expected that final score to be. But Jefferson really hung tight in that first half and played well. Like you said, I believe started 0 for 7 or 0 for 8 in that 3rd quarter shooting from the field.
If they could have gotten the win, they would have had a rematch with Martinsburg in the state semifinals as the Bulldogs got play started this morning, holding off a late charge from the number 6 seed Cabell Midland as the 3 seed Bulldogs won 57-52. So Martinsburg and George Washington will play tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. So there you go, a little basketball action from earlier today. Well, it's time for some high school baseball. Corwin in that left-hand batter's box, and we'll take the first pitch outside for ball one, and we are right on target. Our first pitch coming at 7 o'clock.
Miller working quickly out of the windup here. Got the ball back and immediately looking in, taking no time between pitches.
Nope, finds the outside corner with this one. So working that outside edge to the left-hand batter. Missed with one, has found the plate with the other. And now that 1-1 on the way, a swing and a miss.
Corwin, a .444 hitter. That's 8 hits and 18 at-bats. It's driven in 4 on the year. Added 5 walks to that resume as well.
The 1-ball, 2-strike delivery. He slaps it foul up that third base side, right past John Lowry Sr. in the third base coach's box. How many times has he made that stroll from a dugout on one side of the field or the other to that third base coach's box? Quite a few. The 1-ball, 2-strike delivery down low and outside. 2-2. Corwin, through 18 at-bats, has struck out 5 times. He's drawn those 5 base on balls as well, so he's got a good eye, and he watches this one down low and away. And the count now at 3-2.
Yeah, not sure how many pitches Jacob Miller has in his rotation, but we've seen at least 2 of them so far, so a good at-bat here for Corwin.
Swinging at the 3-2, it's a fly ball lifted into right field. Trevor Bohr moving back on it, camps underneath and makes the grab, and Corwin is retired, 1 down in the Jefferson first. Put a little charge in that one. Played well, though, by Trevor Bohr. We've seen him in left field this season, and today getting the start in right. It'll bring to the plate the junior left fielder, Conor Bailey. A pair of juniors in the top of this order, and this is an upper-class-led team for Jefferson as he will take a strike on the inside edge. There are 6 seniors and 4 juniors out of the 10 players in the starting lineup as they start 10 with the DH. In that right-hand box, somewhat crowding the plate near the back of the box, a check swing roller up the first base side. It's gloved by the first baseman to the second baseman covering, and they say they did not get him. Our base umpire, Buck Hoffmaster, right there on that bang-bang play at first. And that was a ball that ended up somewhat in no man's land as Jackson Shockey, the first baseman, came down the line. He fielded it, and by the time the second baseman, Simpson, could get over, they could not beat the speedy Bailey.
Yeah, and Shockey had begun to move to his right, thinking that Jacob Miller was going to be able to get that ball coming off the mound. And at the last minute, he's now got to go forward. So just a really awkward play in the corner of the infield right there.
Ends up being an infield base hit. He legs it out, and it brings to the plates the Bear. Cullen Horowitz, first pitch to him inside, glances off the mitt of the catcher Baden Hartman to the backstop, and that pass ball will move Bailey to second. And these are the things that Jefferson so often takes advantage of when they get opportunities like this. A check swing that could have been an out. You don't record it, then you get a pass ball. And now Horowitz awaiting that 1-0 pitch. Here it comes. Swing and a high pop-up into shallow right field. Second baseman moving over towards the line in the grass. Fields that one. Nice play by Sam Simpson. He turns and looks at Bailey, who has to hold at second. Boy, that's a big out.
Yeah, we've talked a lot this year about the power in Jefferson's lineup, but year in and year out, they play small ball better than just about anybody.
Yeah, they will manufacture runs.
Yeah.
That is one thing John Lowry Sr. has taught his teams to do through the years.
They can be in a 3-2 game with the best of them.
A runner at second now with 2 away for Reagan Hollinger, senior catcher, and the first pitch to him, a fastball, misses high. Pretty good stick as well, a .476 average, 3 homers, 12 driven in. Second on this team in home runs, only behind the 6 of Horowitz, who was just retired on the pop-out. Here's the delivery, and this one lifted in the air into shallow right field. The second baseman out on it, and again it is Simpson who will make the play, and the side is retired. So that check swing infield base hit, and then the pass ball does not hurt as a couple of pop-outs bring the inning to a close. After half an inning, we take a break with the score, Jefferson 0, Musselman coming to bat.
This is Matt Miller, along with my wife, Dale.
As homeowners, we've been through the mortgage process several times, and each time we went to Mark and Cheryl Savitt at the Mortgage Center.
They treat you like family with personal one-on-one service, walking with you through the process from application to settlement.
Plus, low interest rates and closing costs.
The Mortgage Center is on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Phone 304-267-9040.
Or online at mortgagefinancing.com.
NMLS number 237527, equal housing lender.
Heffley Motor Company, serving the Eastern Panhandle for over 17 years. Known for our wide variety of vehicles at great prices, we are the area's only pre-owned Carfax Advantage dealer.
Save yourself time and money. Come see us. You'll be glad you did.
And don't forget our popular detailing service to keep your car looking brand new. We're proud to be your partner serving the community. You're local, we're local, why not buy local? Heffley Motor Company, a nice place to do business.
No score as we go to the bottom half of inning number 1. Zac Rose towing the pitching rubber, going through his warm-up tosses. Matt, we looked at the numbers of Jacob Miller and said they're impressive, equally as impressive, if not more, Zac Rose.
Yeah, Rose has one more inning on the mound than Jacob Miller, at least coming in. They're now even for the first pitch here, but 11 innings on the mound for Zac Rose, a 3-0 record coming in and a 1.90 ERA. 6 hits, 5 runs, just 3 of those runs have been earned. And how about this strikeout to walk ratio? 21-5.
That's
so
good.
He's going to get his punch outs, and 21 strikeouts through 11 innings, not too shabby.
Well, he's going to throw strikes, obviously. Not walking a lot of guys. He's getting it around the plate. Clearly has been overpowering. Let's see how he matches up today against Musselman. By the way, with some partly cloudy skies, our game time temperature 63 degrees. Now get ready. The partial clouds will give way to full clouds overnight tonight. And as we get into the day tomorrow, there's a 90% chance of showers with a high of about 61 degrees. Friday night, a low of 43, and then clouds and a 30% chance of some shower activity right now on Saturday. And that high only 57 on Saturday. We're cooling back down. Bottom half of inning number 1, Kyle Lohr, the freshman in the leadoff spot for Musselman, steps into the left-hand batter's box. A lefty-lefty matchup as Rose on the hill. Works from the stretch, and the first delivery, good-looking fastball down the middle for strike 1.
And Lohr not doing a bad job as just a freshman in that leadoff spot, 10 for 34. It's a 294 average, and is walking twice as much as he's striking out, 6 walks to just 3 strikeouts.
That lifts that on-base percentage to .429 as he takes this one outside. Now 1 ball and 1 strike. Now everybody talks about the average, that on-base percentage, equally as important. It calculates walks and hit by pitches and so forth, as he's almost hit by a pitch here. That 1-1 up and in. Lohr getting out of the way.
Thought that may have grazed that front shoulder on the way through. He must have just got out of the way.
2 balls and 1 strike now the count. But whatever it takes, find a way to get on base, and he's done that at the top of this order. And having gotten on, he has come around to score 12 runs. Setting the table for the guys behind him, and that's what you want your leadoff to do. 2 ball, 1 strike pitch due. The lefty on the hill is ready. Rose lifts the leg and the pitch. Swing and a pop foul back out of play. That one just to the right of the press box. That was in on the hands of Lohr. He really fought that one off. So now they count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And if you got the speed that Rose does on the mound, go inside. Try to pound that inside part of the plate. Tougher to get those hands around.
Now that 2-2. Rose ready. Here it comes right down the middle for a called strike 3. Frozen with a fastball. I'm not sure if the freshman was looking for something a little different there, maybe anticipating an off-speed pitch.
Yeah, with 2 strikes, you got to be anticipating anything. Yeah. You're ready to just foul it off, even if it's not what you're looking for. Just foul it off and live to see another pitch. Can't let that one go in the leadoff spot.
That is a strikeout looking. 1 down, and brings up Jason Myers, another freshman in the top of the order, and he will take high ball 1. He's got some pretty nice numbers as well for being a very young guy stepping into that batter's box.
He hit a clip of 378, 2 walks, but does have 10 strikeouts on the season. So has been retired on strikes, I'm sure, a little more than Coach Hartman would like.
Rose misses down and in, and the count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. No homers, 3 driven in. I don't know if he's hit in that number 2 spot most of this early part of the season or not, but it's funny to me when you look at how Lohr has 12 runs scored out of that leadoff spot as the 2-0 pitch on the outside corner taken for a strike. Then you look at Myers. He's got 14 hits and 2 walks, 16 times on base you look at. He's come around and scored only 3 times, according to the stat sheet. 2-1 to the plate, sharply hit into center field, dropping quickly. It's a line drive base hit. Corwin plays it on a hop and gets it in. A 1-out single for Jason Myers.
Looked like Rose took a little bit off that one, a little off speed coming in, and a good job by Myers just waiting back and sending that one right back up the middle.
So he'll have his 15th hit on the season. A 1-out base runner for Musselman. It's deja vu all over again. Same thing happened for Jefferson in the top of the first inning. Couple of pop-outs from the next 2 batters, and that base runner got stranded at second. Let's see what happens now with Blake Hartman standing in. Right-hand hitter takes down low. Ball getting just a little bit away from the catcher. The runner had started towards second base. Blake Hartman, not realizing it, bent down to try to help out the catcher as the ball was right at his feet, and they will send the runner back. Unusual situation there.
Yeah, that's the second or third time we've seen a ball pop out of Hollinger's glove, whether it's been in warm-ups or now in the game. And that one, nothing real special, just not able to squeeze it. And a good decision by Dave Boyd at the home plate as our home plate umpire going, yeah, tough for a catcher to make that play when Hartman's stepping all over the baseball.
Well, and catcher and batter realizing what was going on, too, seemed to, be kind of smiling and a pat on the back. Hey, no ill intentions here, just my bad. And, yep, the runner's back at first, and a nice job by Rose to pay attention. He throws over, and it sends Myers back. Myers stretching out that lead. Mark Smith, first baseman, holding him on there. Pitch to the plate. Check swing at the fastball that stays high and outside. And the count at 2 balls and no strikes.
And Myers getting a pretty decent lead against a lefty at first base.
He is.
He's still leaning back once he gets that full lead. See, leaning back towards first base right now if you're watching on TV 10. But a decent lead against the lefty and Zac Rose.
Pitch to the plate, a high fastball. Hartman with a swing and the miss. Now at 2-1, the senior has 13 hits, 37 at-bats on the year. 3 doubles and a home run, 11 driven in. Another throw over to first. Back in standing goes Myers.
See if he gets another step and a half here. Back in with ease, but lead looks pretty much the same.
Fastball fouled into the netting right behind home plate as the count moves to 2-2 to Blake Hartman. A runner at first, 1 out. Bottom half of inning number 1, no score in this one. Jefferson got a check swing infield base hit with 1 out in the top of the first, but left that runner stranded.
And a good job by Zac Rose, fell behind to Blake Hartman, 2-0, back-to-back strikes here. Quick throw back over to first. This time going back in on the head first dive is Myers, but again, in with ease.
And that was the step-off, kind of lollipop throw over. That was the one to just say, I'm not trying to get you, but I'm thinking about you. Pitch in on the hands of Hartman as he fouls that 2-2 out of play first base side. Count holds 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jacob Miller due next in this Musselman half of inning number 1. Would love to get on the board first, although we have seen Jefferson. They don't have to always score first. They find ways to score runs. Here's a swing and a sinking fly ball into right center field, and coming in on it, Finn Horowitz, and the right fielder getting there to make that grab. That was a long run for Corwin, the center fielder. No chance he was going to get to it. Too deep for Vadaz at second, but Finn Horowitz, the right fielder, the right man for the job for out number 2.
And that one definitely trailing off the bat. Off the bat, it looked almost like it was going straight to shallow center field, and it was going to be a tough play for Corwin regardless. But as Finn Horowitz is coming in, you're watching that ball slowly tail a little bit.
2 outs now with that runner still at first. Jacob Miller a chance to maybe help his own cause. Pitch down low, squirts through the legs of Hollinger. Goes in behind the dirt circle around home plate. And that'll allow Jason Myers to take the base.
And this is who you want to play with a runner in scoring position, especially with 2 outs. Ball hit to the outfield with 2 outs. Myers is going to be on the move when he hears the bat. And Miller's driven in 15. He's the RBI leader on this Musselman team.
He looks at this one in there for a strike. It moves now to 1-1. Miller with that 400 batting average and a 462 on-base percentage. He's been getting it done at the plate. Rose spins. No middle infielder covering. So he looks the runner back to second. 2 outs with a runner in scoring position. Pitch lifted in the air over the head of the second baseman. It drops out into right center field. Miller's on with a hit. Myers rounding, heading to the plate. Horowitz can't play it cleanly out in right and will not get a chance to throw home. Myers able to score from second on the RBI base hit from Jacob Miller. He does get that 16th run batted in, and Musselman leads 1-0.
And how big is that pass ball wild pitch right now? Again, that takes Jason Meyer. If he's still at first base, he gets to third, but is definitely not scoring there. That turns into a first run of the game for Musselman.
So 1-0, the Applemen in front. A runner at first with 2 outs now for Baden Hartman. Right-hand batter takes just low. Ball 1. Rose trying to work that outside corner on the right-handed hitting sophomore catcher. A couple of years younger than his brother Blake. Throw over to first. Too late as Miller goes back in. Despite the fact that he is the pitcher, no courtesy runner here. He's going to go ahead and run for himself. He's an athlete. He's like, hey, I'm not coming out. Pitch missing outside, 2 balls in, no strikes.
What was the touchdown run he had down at Hurricane? Was 84, 87 yards?
Yeah.
So we know he's got speed. So no reason to put a runner at first for him.
Next pitch down low. Count to Hartman has now gone to 3 balls and no strikes. Rose laboring just a little bit. Has given up a couple of hits and a run here in this first inning. Has not walked a batter. And that 3-0 taken right down the middle. Now 3-1. Hartman does have 3 walks, but has also struck out 5 times this season. Near the back of the box, somewhat crowds the plate. Watches this pitch on the inside corner for a strike.
Second time this half inning, Rose has fallen behind and has been able to work his way back into it. Now strike away from getting out of the inning.
First time he's gone to a full count. The payoff pitch. The runner starts. The pitch, a high fastball, cut on and missed, and Hartman strikes out to end the inning.
Yeah, chase that one up the ladder and a bit inside. Help Rose out there.
Still a couple of strikeouts in the frame. One looking, that one swinging. A couple of base hits as well. Add in a wild pitch or a pass ball. However, it gets scored. It advanced the base runner, and eventually he came around to score on the RBI single from Jacob Miller. We're through 1 inning complete. It's Musselman 1, Jefferson nothing.
Craving lunch or dinner? The Cider Press restaurant inside Taylor's Farm Market has what you're craving. Awarded one of the 101 most unique places to eat in West Virginia, the Cider will fill you up with their delicious fresh orchard panini, mouth-watering smoker burger, farmer's daughter Cobb salad, and more. The Cider Press also serves a wide selection of craft beer and hard ciders. The Cider Press, serving lunch and dinner daily and where the food is fresh. You'll feel right at home. Now offering online ordering at ciderpressdeliandgrill.com.
A reputation for caring, a legacy of service. At Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, it's been our story since 1880. A family-owned business, we support the needs and wishes of families. We offer traditional services, as well as many options for cremation, customized remembrances, and pre-planning. Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations retains its family atmosphere and stays true to its roots. Contact us for advanced planning, or at your time of loss. We're here when you need us.
It's a 1-0 lead for Musselman as Jefferson comes to bat. Top half of inning number 2. By the way, JV game earlier before this varsity action got underway saw Jefferson hang on for the 8-7 win. Musselman putting some runs on the board. In fact, 3 as they were down 8-4 going into that final at-bats. Got it back to within a run and had the tying run on base, but could not get that run home. Jefferson wins it 8-7. Here in the nightcap, the varsity game, 1-0 Musselman. Coming to the plate, the 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the Jefferson half of the second inning, facing Jacob Miller. He needed just 13 pitches. 9 of those went for strikes as he got through that first inning, giving up just the check swing infield base hit with 1 out in the frame. He'll face Finn Horowitz. It's Griffin as the full first name, but goes more by Finn, as we had a chance to talk with his dad the last time out.
Finn and Bear.
And he was saying, I'm going to mess up the origin, and Dad, I apologize, but I couldn't remember if it was Norwegian, but Cullen, the first name in the native tongue, actually means bear, which is where the nickname kind of comes from. So Horowitz awaits and takes the pitch in there for strike 1. Finn Horowitz, a junior, in the right-hand box with that very open stance. The front foot shaded down towards the third base bag as he takes a pitch low and outside, and it's 1-1. Horowitz, a .462 average, 6 hits, 13 at-bats, 2 home runs, and 12 driven in. Got some good power as well. He swings and sends this one into right center field. Bohr ranging over to his right, but it's racing to his left that Blake Hartman, the center fielder, comes out of nowhere, calls him off, and makes the catch.
Gets that one on a full-on sprint. It took him about 8 to 10 steps to slow down after that. What a play by Hartman.
Yeah, Bohr seemed to have that one measured, and as he was coming in, I've got to be honest, I wasn't paying much attention to Hartman at all. I thought for sure Bohr was going to be there, and then he slowed down, and all of a sudden into the vision comes Hartman on a dead sprint to make that catch. First pitch to Zac Rose, missing down low, ball 1. 1 down, base is empty for the senior pitcher and number 6 hitter in the order. Rose with 8 hits in 23 at-bats. Watches this pitch for ball 2. He's got a home run and 5 driven in. Good size in that left-hand batter's box. Already making his commit to continue his education and his baseball career at Shepherd University. Rose watches high and outside, and it's 3-0. One of 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 5 players that we know of making their way on to the next level for this Jefferson team. 3-0 pitch, high and outside. That is ball 4. Rose didn't even see one close as he draws the 4-pitch base on balls, and let's see who's going to run.
Looks like is that an 11 or 17?
It is an 11. That's Kellen Kinsler. So Kinsler takes over at first as Camian Gonzalez steps in to the right-hand batter's box.
375 hitter coming into today's game. That's 9 for 24 at the plate. He's also drawn 2 walks. 1 home run. We saw that against Spring Mills the other night, and boy, did he muscle that one out. It was high and inside, and somehow he turned on it and drove it over the left field wall.
Swings and fouls the first pitch of this at-bat back over the press box for strike 1. We talked a moment ago about Finn Horowitz and his open stance where that front foot is shaded down towards the third base bag, meaning he's almost exposing his chest and so forth to the pitcher. Gonzalez goes the complete opposite. He almost shows the pitcher the back of his jersey as he pushes that front foot more towards the first base line. He takes this pitch, and the count moves to 1 ball and 1 strike.
And a lot of times batters will do that just to make sure that front shoulder stays in. Make sure that front shoulder's not pulling out and they're not yanking them down the third base line each time.
That 1-1 pitch, a swing and a foul high into the air, out of play off the first base line. Now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, he certainly got around on that one the other night at Spring Mills. That pitch was up, but he dropped that back shoulder and drove it out over that left field fence. Sammy Roberts due next. Gonzalez awaits. The runner is on the move. Pitch to the plate. A breaking ball misses high, and the throw down wide of the bag. Gloved by Myers, the shortstop, but he was cutting across the front of the bag towards the right field side and sliding in safely. Kinsler has the steal. Pitch missed, and it's 2-2 now to Gonzalez.
Gonzalez driven in 6. He's got number 7 now in scoring position. We know there's speed out there.
He fouls away that 2-2 pitch again, first base side and out of play. Not a bad throw from Hartman, to be honest. That was a breaking pitch that was high, so at least he could be standing up to field it and then go into his motion. But the throw a little bit high, and then again with the shortstop cutting in front of the bag, really no chance to try to apply a tag. 1-0 the lead for Musselman. Top half of inning number 2, Jefferson at the plate. They've got one out and a runner in scoring position. Some new baseballs going to Dave Boyd as Gonzalez has been spraying them all over the outside of the park. Keep it in play. Again, that 2-ball, 2-strike pitch. Here it comes. Taken down low. It's gone to a full count. Second full count for Miller. He got Peyton Corwin on a fly out to right on a 3-2 pitch to open the game. Now goes 3-2 to Gonzalez. He'll look towards the runner at second, now to the plate, and the pitch on the outside corner taken for a called strike 3.
Good location if you can get it for Jacob Miller. There's not much a righty's going to be able to do with that pitch. I mean, you can try to slap it the other way, but that is about as good of a location as you can get for a righty.
His first K of the ball game, his 7th of the season. And it will bring up with 2 outs and a runner at second, Sammy Roberts. First pitch, he swings and lines this one into right field. Boer started in and now has to move back and to his left, and it's beyond his reach and rolls towards the fence. He'll track it down as Kinsler comes around to score, and Sammy Roberts stops at second. His 5th double of the season, RBI number 5, and we are tied at 1.
And Boer just committed the Cardinals sin for an outfield. That first step's at least got to be a half step back and open that stance. If not, start back and then work in. He immediately off the bat was coming in after about 3 steps, threw the brakes on and realized he had misjudged that baseball.
Oh, and that one had a slice to it, so not only was it going over his head, but away from him as well. And that will score a run. Another in scoring position as Riley Vadaz fouls this one out of play first base side. Tied at 1 now, top half of inning number 2. Vadaz, starting second baseman in that number 9 spot in the order, a .375 average. No home runs, 3 driven in. Pitch to him, sails high, 1 ball, 1 strike. He's got 3 hits in 8 at-bats, no homers, 3 that he has driven in. Looking up and down the order, and you don't see a lot of at-bats for some guys, but then you realize this is only game number 10 for Jefferson so far on the year. 1-1 down low, 2 balls and a strike.
And you see a lot of guys that have taken advantage of those at-bats.
Yes.
Nobody hitting under 370, or I'm sorry, 348 for Zac Rose is the lowest batting average in this order.
Here comes the 2-ball, 1 strike pitch, lifted high into the air, into left field. Looking up into the sun is Kyle Lohr racing in. It's the shortstop, though, going out, and Jason Myers, the shortstop in shallow left, will make the grab, and the side is retired. Still a clutch, 2 outs, RBI double from Sammy Roberts. Scores the courtesy runner Kellen Kinsler after Zac Rose drew a 1-out walk. We have a tie ball game as we go to the bottom of the second. Now, Jefferson 1 and Musselman 1.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
Remember that last trip to the auto mechanic?
I also think your solenoid gasket is bad.
What?
Yep, that'll be another $500.
Forget that and go to D&N Auto Specialist at 230 Tavern Road, Martinsburg, where honesty is their best policy. Serving the Eastern Panhandle since 1974, D&N Auto is family-owned and operated, specializing in exhaust alignments and tires. From general maintenance to major overhauls, they'll treat you right. Call D&N Auto Specialist at 304-267-4078.
We are back once again here at Appleman Park, having a little bit of an issue with one of our cameras that is out and about, as we have a 1-1 score here with Musselman batting in the bottom of the second inning. We check in on another game going on tonight, and that is the Spring Mills Cardinals at St. Maria Goretti, and they are in the bottom of the second there in Hagerstown, and no score in that one. We already have one final as Hedgesville went to Frankfort, and Frankfort got the win over the Eagles 9-4. Zac Rose on the hill with first pitch to Liam Wilson, taken for strike one. That one on the inside corner. Wilson, third baseman, number 6 hitter in the order. Rose, the left-hander, threw 24 pitches, 14 for strikes in that first inning. Wilson fouls this one away. And the count now at 0-2. Gave up a run on a couple of hits. Jacob Miller with that 2-out RBI single in the first. Jefferson answered with a 2-out RBI double from Sammy Roberts in the top of the second. Bottom of the second now, 1-1. Here's the pitch. Fastball just off the outside corner, now 1-2.
And I'm sure Rose is saying Jacob Miller got that same location the last half inning. Good location for Rose, especially with 2 strikes. It's a good chase pitch.
He's got 5 walks to just 4 Ks. He showed a good eye there. Now this one misses just up and in, and it's gone to 2-2. Wilson, 9 hits in 24 at-bats. That's a .375 average. No homers. He's driven in 4. Looking to be a starter here, opening up this second inning. Rose ready, and the pitch. This one off the end of the bat, hit between first and second and out into right field for a base hit. Nice piece of hitting going the other way.
And you saw Smith freeze for a minute at first base. A tough play for him to make as a first baseman. That's just a beautifully hit baseball in between first and second. Just finding a gap, working your way on is Liam Wilson.
That shows you right there. It's not always about how hard you hit it. It's just making contact and putting it into play, as that one kind of came out off the end of the bat, but no chance for Vadaz, no chance for Smith.
Hit them where they ain't.
There you go.
One of the oldest adages in the game.
Wee Willie Keeler, I believe, credited with that statement way back in the day. Runner on the move with a pitch to the plate, misses down and in, gets away from Hollinger, so won't even have a chance to throw, and Wilson will get the stolen base. That's Jackson Shockey at the plate ahead in the count of ball and no strikes.
And Wilson went on a fastball, but location-wise, that's going to be a tough play for Hollinger to make just because it's low and inside. So he's got to come back up and rotate his body to go down to second.
Now time taken. Hollinger wants to go out and talk to Zac Rose, make sure they're on the same page. Shadows beginning to stretch out across the field, and the sun really shining brightly after we started this game in partly cloudy skies. And that means it's really difficult for the left fielder. Third baseman and shortstop have to be concerned about picking up that baseball as well. Sun right in their eyes. Conference over. Shockey in the right-hand box awaits. The 1-ball, no-strike pitch. Here it comes. Fouled over top of the first base dugout. That's where Jefferson's located. One of their faithful will go get that one as the count moves to 1-1. Yep, there goes a young person chasing that one down. She's got it. Over by the batting cages. Shockey, a .241 average, no homers, 7 driven in. He's got 7 hits in 29 at-bats. Swings and fouls this one into the netting. Counted a ball and 2 strikes. He's been on those last couple of pitches, just a tiny bit behind or a tiny bit underneath of it, having it skim off the bats. Chance to pick up RBI number 8. We've already seen Liam Wilson has some good speed. Open stance in the box as Shockey waggled that bat. Now just kind of rested on his shoulder. Now lifts it up and takes high and inside. How about a shave? That's ball 2, 2-2. It's a breaking pitch. He was able to get out of the way, and Rose will go back to work. The shortstop Gonzalez ducking in behind the runner at second. 2-ball, 2-strike pitch. Swinging again, a foul. Oh, and that one caught the throwing hand of the catcher Hollinger. You could see him really shake that hand, and now going to kind of take a look at it and peel some of the skin off.
Skin or nail.
Ouch.
Yeah, that never feels good.
Holds it 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And Shockey doing a good job. Zac Rose is throwing everything at him. We've seen off-speed, we've seen inside-outside, we've seen fastball. I'm thinking I'm sticking with the heater here on this 2-2. Open stance, so a little tougher to go inside on the righty. I think if I'm Rose, I'm going fastball here.
Here comes that 2-2, and it's a bouncer off the first base side of the mound. It gets past the pitcher, charging hard. Vadaz, the second baseman, fielding it. And just before stepping into the infield grass, he throws on to first to get him. Shockey is retired. The out goes 4-3. That's a very productive out, though, as it moves Wilson to third.
As good as a bunt with one down. Now a runner 90 feet away from taking the lead again if you're Musselman. Nothing wrong with that in the number 7 spot for Jackson Shockey.
Now the go-ahead run just 90 feet away with Dylan Stevens to the plate. Designated hitter in that number 8 spot in the order. Hitting in the place of second baseman Sam Simpson. Infield draws in with that runner at third, and the first pitch down low. Ball 1 to Stevens. Good block by Hollinger. Lights are on, but not going to take effect for another couple of innings more than likely. 1-0 pitch. That one down low and outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Rose falling behind. See if Stevens can take advantage.
I was going to say, I just have that as 33 pitches already for Zac Rose with one down here in the second.
Yeah, 24 coming in. 2-0 pitch on the inside corner for a strike. Now 2-1. Yeah, 24 pitches in that first, and 14 of those were for strikes. So 10 missed the strike zone. So he's been laboring just a little bit. Swing and a miss at that 2-1. Good pitch down low. Stevens swung right over top of it.
But he's done a great job of battling back. He's been behind 2-0, 3-0, and has battled back more times than not. Again, no walks to his credit so far.
Misses low and outside with a 2-2, and he's gone to a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. A runner at third with just 1 out. Liam Wilson singled, stole, and then advanced to third on a ground ball out from Shockey. Stevens awaiting. Here's that 3-2 pitch, and it's low and outside. There's ball 4. 4th walk for Stevens this season. Nice at bat. Puts runners at the corners for Trevor Bohr out of that number 9 spot in the order, and it's got Reagan Hollinger stepping out in front of the plate, going through a series of defensive signs with runners at the corners.
And, Matt, looking at the lineup so far, 6 of the 8 that have come to the plate now with Bohr stepping in have seen 5 or more pitches from Zac Rose. So Musselman doing a good job of staying disciplined at the plate, and Rose, again, struggling to find the strike zone consistently.
Throw over to first in a close play as Stevens just got the hand back in on the dive. Wow. That was very close. Bohr, a .318 hitter, no homer, 7 driven in. Here's another throw over to first. Again, Stevens back in on the dive. We mentioned Bohr being a sophomore. 3 sophomores, 2 juniors, and 3 seniors in the starting 10 on the field for the Musselman Applemen. Pitch to the plate, and it's a bunt attempt. He bunted right through it, and that is strike 1. Hollinger came up looking towards first, had no play.
He was definitely trying to leg out that bunt if he got it down. Feet were starting to move down the first base line as he was squared.
Lefty-lefty matchup, and it's popped up into shallow right field. Charging in on it is Finn Horowitz. He'll play it on a bounce and have no play, but to get it to the second baseman for the cutoff, he'll throw to the short
right now.
There you go, back to the top of the order, and Kyle Lohr. The freshman struck out looking at a 2-2 pitch his first time up. He will step out. Rose steps off. The runner goes back at second, and the runner also back at first. Mark Smith will play behind the runner at first base, but over towards the line.
Jefferson going to get somebody loose in the bullpen. I believe that's Shipe going down.
Here's a pitch down, low and outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Is that the 4-2?
It is.
And Daquan Shipe, who we saw the other day and was very effective. And here comes pitching coach Ken Cross.
And one of the other assistants coming out of the dugout and quickly giving the, all right, let's get this going with the warm-ups down the right field line. Right now, Zac Rose has that pitch count going up a lot quicker than he or Coach Lowry would like.
It's amazing what one day can do from the next when you play the game of baseball. Yep. I mean, when you play any sport in particular, but, I mean, on the mound, you can come out one day and have your best stuff and be pinpoint accurate and put it where you want it. And then the next day you come out and you go, I feel good, but just can't seem to find it.
And baseball is a sport that you can come out with your best stuff, and sometimes that's not enough. It's a very humbling sport. You can come out and pitch the game of your life and lose 1-0.
That conference on the mound has wrapped up. Kyle Lohr will step back into the left-hand batter's box. With one out, runners at first and second. A run already in. Musselman with a 2-1 lead. Bottom half of the second inning. Rose ready, and the pitch in there for a strike. So now 1-1 to Lohr. Jason Myers due next. Short leads for both runners. Gonzalez, the shortstop, behind that runner at second. Smith behind the runner at first. Rose pivots, looks towards second, but the infielders had gone back to their regular positions. The only guy there at second base was the runner, Stevens. Again, a short lead. Gonzalez behind him. Gonzalez goes back into position as the pitch to the plate is turned on. Ripped down into right field for a base hit. Coming up is Horowitz throwing towards the plate. It's blocked on the cutoff by Mark Smith. Station-to-station baseball as Stevens goes to third. Board to second. Lohr aboard at first. They're loaded for the Applemen.
Right now, Musselman offensively pulling a Jefferson on Jefferson. Station-to-station baseball, stealing bases. Doing very well right now offensively. And again, not what you expected from Zac Rose out of the gate. 11 innings pitched, a 1.9 ERA coming in, and a 21-5 strikeout-to-walk ratio, and that may be the end of the line for Zac Rose as the starter today.
John Lowry Sr. out to the mound. Catcher Reagan Hollinger already out there. Shipe is, we believe it will be, look to be ready in the pen, but going to take another throw or two down there before finally being called on. Well, one more. There it was. He got one more throw, and now will make his way in. Let's send it back to the studio and take a 60-second break as the new pitcher begins his warm-up tosses. We'll tell you about that new pitcher and reset where we're at in this bottom half of the second inning, and Musselman now leading 2-1.
Babe, I'm hungry.
Where do you want to go?
I don't know. You pick.
Chinese?
No, not feeling it.
Mexican?
No, we just had that over the weekend.
You pick.
Let's go to the Cider Press restaurant. They have a new smoker burger. I think you'd really like it.
The Cider Press restaurant inside Taylor's Farm Market has what you're craving, where the food is fresh and you feel right at home. Exit 5 right off I-81 in Inwood, or online at ciderpressdeliandgrill.com.
WVU Medicine introduces a new minimally invasive hysterectomy surgery to our area. V-Notes is an advanced gynecologic technique that provides many benefits to patients, such as shorter hospital stays, less post-operative pain, faster recoveries, and no visible scars. Dr. Aaron Miller and Dr. Lori Tucker with WVU Medicine OBGYN in Martinsburg are the only OBGYNs in the Baltimore, Washington metropolitan area currently offering this cutting-edge procedure. WVU Medicine, the future of surgery is here.
The new pitcher is Daquan Shipe getting in his warm-ups, and what that means is that the starting pitcher, Zac Rose, will go over and play at first base, and Mark Smith, who was being DH'd for, will now come out. So the DH will stay in. Sammy Roberts will bat for the new pitcher, Daquan Shipe. Zac Rose will go to first. He's already in the batting order in that number 6 spot in the lineup. Rose goes an inning and a third. So far, 2 runs allowed on 5 hits with a pair of strikeouts and 1 walk. The runners on base his responsibility as they are loaded. And Matt, a ton of pitches. I got 46-1. Corner infielders in, middle infielders back.
For Shipe, a 0 ERA. Coming in. He started one game, but this is his 5th appearance. 3 hits given up. Again, no runs, 12 strikeouts to just 1 walk.
He's ready with that 1-0 delivery. This one down low and outside, so he has worked low and has gone inside and outside, but has yet to find the strike zone. Of course, he worked in a game that we saw the other day against Spring Mills. The 2-ball, no-strike pitch missing inside.
Nowhere to put him. Bases are loaded. A walk here's an RBI and a 2-run lead for Musselman.
Stevens is that runner at third, hoping that he can come home and score. 3-0 right down the middle of the plate now, 3-1. You've got Bohr at second and Lohr at first. So Lohr, Bohr, and Stevens, your 3 guys on base. A swing and a miss by Myers at the 3-1. The count has gone full. So Shipe has battled back after falling behind in that count, 3-0. Payoff pitch to the plate, swinging a ground ball. The diving attempt by the third baseman Horowitz, but it gets by him and into shallow left field. Again, the runners will go just one base as Stevens will come home and score from third. Bohr goes to third, Lohr goes to second, and Myers is on at first with an RBI base hit.
And I'm not quite sure how Horowitz didn't at least knock that one down. There must have been the height and length of the baseball that was able to get through to get into shallow left field. It was a great effort by Horowitz at third base, and certainly looked like his glove and or body would at least knock that down and maybe get the force play at third base, but that wasn't the case. 3-1, the lead for the Applemen.
4th RBI for Myers on the season. They remain loaded for Blake Hartman, and he swings at the first pitch, lines one down into that left field corner. That one headed towards the 320 sign into foul territory. A run scores as Bohr crosses. Crossing as well is Lohr. Being held up at third is Myers, and Hartman is on at second with a 2 RBI double. He turned on that pitch.
He sure did. And again, just out in front of it, ripped it the right he did down that left field line, and that's the sharpest hit ball we've seen for Musselman all day. We talked about the small ball moving station to station. That certainly wasn't it for Blake Hartman. He put a charge into that one.
He will pick up RBI number 12 and 13 on the season. Has his 4th double on the year. And you can close the books as the first pitch to Jacob Miller missing for ball 1, but close the book on Zac Rose as he'll give up 5 runs on 5 hits in that inning and a third, as it's now a 5-1 Musselman lead. Miller swings and fouls this one way out of play down that left field line. Good grief, did he turn on it.
And hitting is contagious, and nobody in this order wants to be the one that stops the roll that Musselman's on right now.
And trying to snap a 3-game slide right now, 4 wins, 8 losses. What a way to do it against a 9-0 Jefferson team. Still a long way to go in this one, but Musselman right now has Old Mo. Momentum, that would be on their side. 1-1 pitch low and outside, now 2-1. Miller had an RBI single. Looping that one out into right field his first time up. Swings and misses here.
Pulled that front foot out.
Pitch down and in. Missed that one, and it's 2-2. Runners at second and third. Pitch to the plate, fouled. Again, third base side, back out of play. Holding at 2-2. Baden Hartman waiting to hit next. Would become the 9th batter in this Musselman half of inning number 2. 5-1, the Applemen lead. 4 in this inning after scoring 1 in the first. Here comes the pitch, and it's a line drive past the shortstop out into left field. That is a base hit, making his turn and heading to the plate, and scoring will be Blake Hartman. Boy, we know the speed that he has, and there was no hesitation from head coach Josh Hartman. He was sending it.
Well, there was no hesitation and no throw even made to the plate as Conor Bailey bobbled that one out a little bit. Didn't get by him and was able to keep Jacob Miller to a single and not going to a double, but did bobble that ball just a little bit in left field, enough that Blake Hartman was in with ease, and 7-1 the lead for Musselman.
How about 2 more runs batted in for Jacob Miller, gives him 3 on the night. He's got 18 RBI on the season. And Baden Hartman to the plate, and the off-speed pitch misses high. Runner was on the move, throw down, not in time. Head first dive for Jacob Miller as he steals second. Tell you, Musselman coming out ready to go here tonight. They are playing well.
Second stolen base this inning for the Applemen. Liam Wilson, who led off the inning with a single to right field, ended up taking second base. He'll be the first one to come around in this inning. It was an RBI single for Trevor Bohr.
Matt, still just one out, 3 batters so far that Daquan Shipe has faced. An RBI single, a 2 RBI double, a 2 RBI single. He's trying to get an out now as Hartman awaits the 1-ball, no strike pitch. Here it comes. That one gets fouled back just to the right of the press box, 1-1.
It's been 7 batters since the first out of the inning. It was Jackson Shockey, the number 7 hitter in the order. Stevens walked, a single for Bohr, a single for Kyle Lohr, a single for Myers, a double for Blake Hartman, a single for Jacob Miller. Now Baden Hartman.
Hartman fouling the 1-1 pitch out of play, first base side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Miller in scoring position at second. 6 runs in the half inning, 7-1. Musselman out in front. That 1 ball, 2 strike pitch down low and outside.
Quick spin on the mound for Shipe, too. You can tell not what he wanted.
Right-hand pitcher ready to go. Has the sign and the delivery inside. Now one hit him. Hartman trying to spin out of the way. Took it in the back of the leg. And he will go to first base, putting 2 on. And now we scratch out the number 3 at the top of the half inning and right in at number 2 as the 10th man to hit in the inning will be Liam Wilson. You may say he got the whole mess started with a single what seems like a long time ago. This has been a long half inning. Fastball on the outside corner for a strike. Wilson with that single into right stole a base and came around to score the first run of this inning. He swings and fouls this one back. Oh, you hear that one hitting the facing of the top of the press box.
You wonder how long the leash is for Shipe. Sammy Roberts has been down there. Is probably warm by now.
The 0-2 pitch. Here it comes. This one lifted in the air down the right field line. That one drifting towards foul territory and will drop as a foul ball. A long run for Horowitz, the right fielder, and no chance to get there. So it holds no balls and 2 strikes to Wilson. Jackson Shockey due next. This is the same pitching combo we saw late in the game the other day against Spring Mills, Matt. Saw Shipe come in after Biggs started. Shipe was very effective, and then at the end, Roberts came in. 0-2 pitch to the plate. Down low and outside. Now at a ball and 2 strikes. Shipe to the plate. Fouled straight back. Wilson staying alive as that count remains 1-2.
And, Matt, the most runs that Jefferson had given up in a game this year was 5 to Hampshire. They've now given up 6 just in this inning.
7 on the scoreboard as a whole, and head coach John Lowry Sr. seeing something from the deliveries of Daquan Shipe that's going to bring him out for a quick conference. Not ready to make a pitching change yet as Sammy Roberts, the right-hander, continues to loosen in the bullpen. Shipe paying close attention as Coach Lowry gives his instruction. Counted a ball and 2 strikes.
Paying close attention as anybody should around a baseball field. John Lowry Sr.
Camian Gonzalez, the shortstop, coming in for a secondary moment of conversation.
One of the senior leaders. Camian Gonzalez at shortstop.
Runners again stretch out their leads. That 1-2 pitch, a breaking pitch on the inside corner, and Wilson knew it. He turned and immediately headed back towards that dugout off the third base side. That was a great pitch.
And a much-needed second out of the inning.
2 down now with still 2 on. Runners at first and second for Jackson Shockey. He bounced out to second his first time up earlier in this half inning. Shortstop ducking in behind the runner. The throw there off the glove of Gonzalez. Wouldn't have had him anyway, as that runner at second, Jacob Miller, able to get back in on the dive. Miller, the pitcher, still running for himself out there. A lot of times you see the courtesy runner in these situations. Pitch to the plate, fouled. That one back over top of the press box. Count 0-1 to Shockey. 11th man to hits in this Musselman half of inning number 2. The bat's coming to life. They sent 5 to the plate in that first inning to play to run. Here's the delivery, popped up foul, first base side. Rose ranging over, cannot get there. It does bounce in the grass before getting to the fence for strike 2.
There's an awful lot of foul territory
here
at Appleman Park, and means you can get a good head of steam going towards one of those fences, and that was the issue there. That one dropping in fair territory, but Rose having to throw the brakes on, didn't want to run full force into the fence.
So 0-2 and a chance for Shipe to get out of the inning. The 0-2 delivery, swing and a miss, got him to go after that high fastball. So a pair of strikeouts to end the frame, but wow, the damage done as Musselman sends 11 batters to the plate. They put 6 runs on the board, and as we head to inning number 3, when we come back, it is now Musselman 7, Jefferson 1. Wow.
All right, Matt, when it comes to flooring, you can't beat luxury vinyl. It's waterproof, easy to clean and maintain, extremely durable, and looks great.
Are you nuts? Hardwood flooring's the way to go. It's durable, easy to maintain, matches every decor, and increases the value of your home instantly.
All right, one thing we can agree on is Tripp's Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring. They'll take care of you with great selection, service, and pricing.
Whether it's hardwood or luxury vinyl, call Trips at 304-229-7009.
Or visit TrippsFloorSanding.com. The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg offers hand-cut, locally sourced steaks, fresh seafood, and sandwiches with great daily specials like 75-cent wings all day Monday, prime rib on Tuesday, New York strip on Wednesday, and chef specials every Friday and Saturday. Ask for the lunch punch card and have lunch on the Palace Lounge on Edwin Miller Boulevard. And don't forget the Big Apple Lounge on Sater Drive in Inwood.
Is a 7-1 score with Musselman out in front of Jefferson. We check in over in Hagerstown. St. Maria Goretti batting in the bottom of the 4th inning now has a 2-0 lead over the Spring Mills Cardinals. If you missed it, Frankfurt's already knocked off Hedgesville. They must have played a 4 or 5 o'clock start today up at Frankfurt, and a 9-4 win for Frankfurt. So they hand to Hedgesville their 3rd loss against 11 wins this season. The only 3 games going on in high school baseball today. 7-1 here, and as we go to the top of the 3rd, in with your play-by-play, it's Matt Crawford.
Thank you, sir. No runs in the top of the first for Jefferson. 1 run came across in the bottom of inning number 1 for the Musselman Appleman. 1 run for Jefferson to tie it up in the top of the 2nd, and then the bats coming alive in every way possible for Jefferson, or Musselman, usually saying Jefferson in this situation, for Musselman, and 6 runs come across in the bottom of inning number 2. 7-1 is the lead for the Appleman, and Jacob Miller hasn't touched the mound in a little while now. We were talking about the shadows having an impact on the left side of the infield and left field not too long ago, playing-wise, and now pretty much the sun is down. The light's starting to take effect here at Appleman Park. As we are back to the top of the order to start inning number 3, it is Peyton Corwin leading it off for the Cougars. The lefty stands in. Here's the first pitch from Miller, low and away, ball 1.
Matt, here's the difference. I'm looking at my sheet and would have 73 pitches being thrown by 2 different Jefferson pitchers through 2 innings. For Jacob Miller, 32.
Here comes that 1-0 pitch, low inside, bouncing away from the catcher, Baden Hartman. Ball 2.
All right, so now he's up to 34. 18 of those has been for strikes as he's been pretty efficient. 13 in the first, got a little up there with 19 pitches in that second.
Here comes that 2-0. That one just off the plate, ball 3. And you look at all those pitches thrown, 1 walk and 1 hit by pitch for Musselman. So they've been putting the ball in play. Here comes the 3-0 from Miller. That one does catch the outside of the plate. Strike 1.
Now they've been putting it in play, but working deep counts. I mean, when you look back, you're looking at 1, 2, 3. Let me keep counting as the next batter or as the current batter stands in.
Ready with that 3-1. That one up and away. Ball 4, and Corwin on with a leadoff walk.
I'm looking at 9 different batters that have had at least 2 balls in the at-bat. So 2 balls, how many strikes, foul a pitch or 2 off here or there, and now you're talking about, 5, 6 plus pitch at-bats.
Brings up left fielder Conor Bailey, the number 2 man in the order. The righty is slightly open stance. Doesn't see a pitch as Miller will check back over to first. Back in standing up is Corwin.
Remember that walk to Zac Rose in the second inning came back to hurt Miller as that run eventually came around to score, and that was with 1 out.
Miller ready with the delivery. The first pitch to Bailey is in for strike 1.
Good movement.
Bailey, when he steps in, that back foot almost out of the back of the batter's box with that front foot slightly making it an open stance, but a very narrow stance, about shoulder width apart. Miller will step off and check Corwin back to first base. Didn't make a throw over.
Pretty deep knee bend as well for Bailey.
Awaits the 0-1. Here comes the delivery from Miller. This one lifted out of play down the first base line. Foul ball. Count now 0-2.
So there you go. Falls behind Corwin. Ends up walking him on 5 pitches. And then comes right back and goes 0-2 to Bailey. So you like that from Jacob Miller. Not allowing that prior at bat to affect this one.
And Jefferson getting underneath pitches today. 5 outs have been recorded with pop-ups or line-outs to the outfield. Have not been put out with a ground ball yet.
No.
Standing at first is Corwin. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball low and away. Sliding over to keep that one in front of him is Baden Hartman. Count now 1 ball, 2 strikes to Bailey.
Nice play by the catcher. Not a bad pitch in that situation. Put it close enough where you're hoping maybe you'll get him to chase, but good eye by Bailey.
Ready with the 1-2. This one saws off Conor Bailey. A slow roll to the shortstop. Up with it is Myers. Fires across the diamond and gets Bailey by a step. Great throw for Jason Myers coming in, making that throw on the run. A good stretch by Jackson Shockey at first, 1 down.
Man, you like that. That is a freshman right there, right? That's Myers playing short, who comes in and is able to get to that baseball, come up and throw on the run all in one motion. Didn't panic, didn't rush. It was the only play he had. There was no chance to get the lead runner at second. He made that play. I'm putting a little star by it.
Corwin is at second base as the Bear. Colin Horowitz steps in. First pitch to him. A breaking ball misses upstairs. Ball 1. And we talked about the narrow stance for Conor Bailey. The exact opposite for Colin Horowitz. That back foot near the back of the box, and he takes up pretty much that entire right-hand batter's box. That front foot a little open as Jacob Miller will step off. Corwin will slowly make his way back to the bag at second.
Yeah, Horowitz, his trigger is just simply lift that front foot and then put it right back down where it is. It's not really a stride into a pitch.
That 1-0 misses low, ball 2. Horowitz, a pop-out victim, his first at-bat. 375 hitter coming into today's game and leading this Cougar team with 6 home runs. Corwin gets that lead off second base. Miller out of the stretch. Here comes the 2-0. That one misses ball 3. Much to the dismay of some of the Jefferson faithful just to our right. Miller checks back to second. Now with that 3-0, that the old automatic, the fastball in for strike 1. Let me correct myself. The Jefferson faithful to our right, the Musselman faithful to our left on that 3-0. They thought that was a strike on the outside corner. Count 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 down here in the top of inning number 3. Miller steps off. Again, making Corwin go back to the second base bag. As he shows some encouragement at second base now. Clap those hands together and screaming, let's go Bear. Here comes 3-1 pitch, a hitter's count. That breaking ball misses upstairs. Ball 4, and Horowitz reaches with a 1-out walk.
Well, not necessarily a bad move there. You don't want to give him something that he can drive out of the ballpark, score a couple of runs, and bring some momentum back to Jefferson. First base is open, and you may as well go ahead and give him that opportunity.
Catcher, number 3. Now brings up Reagan Hollinger.
Take the base and set up a force out at third, second, or, of course, the out at first.
He still seems to be messing with that right hand a little bit. As he steps in, shaking that right hand, it got hit with a foul ball a little bit earlier in the game. Here comes that first pitch to Hollinger, low and away, ball one. And as he steps in, before gripping that bat, was still shaking it out and messing with it just a bit. As he still doing that, hitting it against that right thigh. So you could tell still bothering him. I wonder if that has any effect on the grip of that bat as he sends this one back up the middle, and clearly it does not. Rounding third and heading home is Corwin. They will make the throw. It'll be cut off, keeping the runners where they are, and a run comes in. It's 7-2 on the RBI single for Reagan Hollinger.
Boy, no doubt about that one. Ripped it right back through the box. It was all that Miller could do to get out of the way and not take that one off of a leg or an ankle, a foot, and then right back into center field. Corwin was coming around to score all the way, and Jefferson, you knew they weren't going to go quietly. Able to plate a run, and again, what did we talk about earlier? It's that leadoff walk that comes back to Hertz.
Do have a courtesy runner coming in for the catcher is a number 12.
Mason LaFollette.
First pitch to Finn Horowitz. A good backhanded stab by the diving Baden Hartman to keep it in front of him, keep the runners where they are. At second base is Colin Horowitz. LaFollette is at first. 1-0 the count to Finn Horowitz. Horowitz a very open stance in that right-hand batter's box. Here comes the 1-0, that one inside. Ball two.
Hollinger up to 13 RBI, trying to catch up with Horowitz, who has 14. Of course, Finn Horowitz up there now has 12, and a couple on the pond, one in scoring position.
A 2-0 pitch from Miller misses outside. Now 3-0 to the right fielder, Griffin Horowitz.
You looked at his numbers coming in, 6 strikeouts through 10 innings, but also 5 base on balls. So at times has labored with control, and that's happening in this half inning.
At 3-0 inside, ball four. Third walk of the inning for Jacob Miller.
Yeah, he walked a guy with one out in the second, and eventually that runner came around to score and has already had a run score who reached on a walk in this one. So got to find a way to throw strikes now.
Zac Rose now the first baseman went an inning and a third as a starter on the mound. You know he'd like to contribute offensively here. First pitch to him, missing just high. A breaking ball that apparently as it crossed the plate did not break enough. Ball one. Miller out of the stretch, bases loaded. Corner infield is in, a swing and a miss by Zac Rose, strike one. He took a hearty cut at that one.
And Miller seemed to pull the string on it just a little bit. Don't know if he throws a particular change up, but that certainly, that change of speed right there had him out in front.
Here comes the 1-1-2 Rose. This one lifted into right field. Moving over on it is Bohr. He will make the catch. Tagging up at third is Horowitz, and he will come in to score. Throw over to third. Bounces away from Liam Wilson. They had the runner beat at second, LaFollette. But bouncing in and out of the glove of Liam Wilson, it'll be a sacrifice fly, and two runners move into scoring position. As moving to third is LaFollette, and Finn Horowitz will make his way to second. 7-3 on the sacrifice fly RBI for Zac Rose.
It may very well be an E5 as well on the third baseman, because if he catches that one, he clearly has a chance to apply the tag and get the out on LaFollette, but did not handle it cleanly.
Cayman Gonzalez steps in, takes ball one off the plate.
Couple of runs in. Jefferson chipping into that deficit, down 7-1 when the at-bat started, now 7-3.
Gonzalez has to back out of the way there and lean back. Avoid taking that one upstairs. Count now 2-0. A strikeout victim his first at-bat in the second. It was a strikeout looking. That a 7-pitch at-bat. Here comes the third of this at-bat, and that one inside, ball three.
Well, man, I'm up to about 25 pitches right now in this half inning for Jacob Miller. So that's going to put him up around 57 so far in this one. So that pitch count really getting up quickly.
Here comes the 3-0. That one inside, bouncing off the glove of Baden Hartman. And will they say it hit him? They will. So skimming came in Gonzalez on the way in. So the runner from third not able to score as the ball bouncing away from Baden Hartman. He made sure to make sure that was the case immediately.
So the ball 4 hit by pitch. And, yep, that automatically makes it a dead ball. And we will send the runners back. They're loaded for Sammy Roberts.
Roberts, now 5 driven in. He had an RBI double his first at-bat. First pitch to him, low and away, ball 1. 438 batter coming in to the game. He's now got 8 hits and 17 at-bats. And 2 in scoring position. Third basis LaFollette. Finn Horwitz is at second. There's a strike. Fastball right down the middle. Count now 1-1.
And if you're Miller, you got to trust that defense behind you and throw strikes. Even if Roberts is going to put it in play, and you figure he will, you're not a strikeout type of pitcher.
Breaking ball in for strike 2, and boy, did that have some movement on it.
Yep, it certainly did. 1 strikeout so far in this game means 7 in what is now 12 2/3 innings. So not overpowering, so let that defense make those plays.
That 1-2, another breaking ball, but that one well into the other batter's box. An easy take for Sammy Roberts. Count even 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Big pitch in the at-bat. Really don't want to go 3-2.
Here comes that 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and Roberts goes down on strikes. 2 come across for Jefferson in the top of inning number 3. We go to the bottom of the third. When we come back, it is the Musselman-Appleman leading the Jefferson Cougars 7-3.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is prevent, promote, protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
This is Matt Miller, along with my wife, Dale.
As homeowners, we've been through the mortgage process several times, and each time we went to Mark and Cheryl Savitt at the Mortgage Center.
They treat you like family with personal one-on-one service, walking with you through the process from application to settlement.
Plus, low interest rates and closing costs.
The Mortgage Center is on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Phone 304-267-9040.
Or online at mortgagefinancing.com.
NMLS number 237527, equal housing lender.
Welcome back into Appleman Park, 7-3 as we go to the bottom of inning number 3. Musselman leading Jefferson. It was a long bottom of the second. The last time the Appleman came to bat, they played at 6 in the bottom of inning number 2 and saw 11 come to the plate in that inning.
Matt, that top half of inning number 3, a long one as well. 8 guys came to the plate, and what I'm looking at is Jacob Miller, 32 pitches in that half an inning, and only 11 of those were for strikes with the 3 walks and the hit batter. Really labored after pitching so effectively through the first 2.
Shipe is back out in relief. First pitch to Dylan Stevens. Misses off the plate. Ball 1. Shipe quickly back in to the stretch. And there is strike 1. Pretty similar location. That one had to play just a bit more. Count even 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yep, working that outside corner.
Both pitchers we've seen so far today for Jefferson, even with the bases empty going out of the stretch. Here comes the 1-1, fouled off into the screen right behind home plate. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes as Shipe has gotten ahead of Dylan Stevens.
We had Shipe throwing 27 pitches when he came in that second inning, so it certainly was not easy for him. Maybe now he's a little looser.
Here comes the 1-2 from Shipe. Fastball, swing and a miss for Stevens. 1 down here in the bottom of inning number 3. And the third punch out now for Daquan Shipe, and that is what he does.
The third and the third straight batter that he has struck out. Yeah, as you said, came in with 12 strikeouts through 10 2/3 coming in, and has already struck out 3 here today.
Now to the bottom of the order, it's Trevor Bohr. but there really isn't a top and bottom of the order. If you look at the bottom of that second inning, is really 1 through 9, and getting on base and hitting the baseball, swing and a miss for strike one. But it was a RBI single for Bohr the last time he was up. Ready with that 0-1. This one lifted into foul territory down the left field line. Will it stay in play? It will not. As Bailey and Horowitz on the run over towards the fence down that left field line. Strike two, and Shipe working a little more efficiently here in the bottom of the third.
1 through 6 and the 8 and 9 spots all have been on base at least once already tonight in a couple of trips to the plate for Musselman. So just one at bat so far, one bat in the lineup, still looking to get on for the first time.
Here comes the 0-2. This one lifted out of play. Again down that third base line. We'll do that 0-2 again for the lefty. And behind on the fastballs, we'll see if Shipe decides to stick with that or go with the off speed. But before we get the 0-2 pitch, Bohr will step out, adjust those batting gloves just a bit, and step back in. Here comes the 0-2 to Bohr, a breaking ball. This one lifted down that right field line. Making the stretching grab is Zac Rose. What a play made by Zac Rose in a full stretch to make that one on the run in foul territory, 2 down.
Yeah, he's got some size to him. As I check the roster, he's listed at 6'2", and he needed that height and that full extension in a dead sprint going back to reach up and make that play. Very nice job.
Back to the top of the order for the Appleman. It's Kyle Lohr stepping in. Lohr a strikeout and a single. Has also scored a run so far today. Takes ball one. That one low and away. Shipe gets the pitch he wants. Here comes that 1-0. That one just a bit low. Ball two.
I am hesitating to say it. I've wanted to, but I'm kind of like, do I or don't I? But could we see a 1-2-3 half inning?
Here's a ground ball to the shortstop going the opposite way. Gonzalez up with it, fires across the diamond. A good stretch by Zac Rose, and we will have a 1-2-3 inning as the Applemen go in order in the bottom of the third. We'll go to the top of the fourth when we come back. Musselman leads Jefferson 7-3.
All right, Matt, when it comes to flooring, you can't beat luxury vinyl. It's waterproof, easy to clean and maintain, extremely durable, and looks great.
Are you nuts? Hardwood flooring's the way to go. It's durable, easy to maintain, matches every decor, and increases the value of your home instantly.
All right, one thing we can agree on is Tripp's Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring. They'll take care of you with great selection, service, and pricing.
Whether it's hardwood or luxury vinyl, call Trips at 304-229-7009.
Or visit TrippsFloorSanding.com.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Welcome back into Appleman Park. It's the homestanding Musselman Appleman leading as we go to the top of the fourth inning, 7-3 over Jefferson. Matt Crawford, Matt Miller here with you as your broadcast team. John Alderson, our TV 10 cameraman. Donald Kinney, our on-site producer. Colin McLaughlin is back at the studio.
All right, we're a third inning summary. 7 runs, 8 hits, 1 error, 3 left, 1 in scoring position for Musselman. Jefferson has their 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors. They've left 4 in scoring position. They put a run on the board in the second and 2 in the third, did the Jefferson Cougars. After a run in the first, Musselman scored 6 in the second.
Number 9 hitter in the order, Riley Badaz, steps in. He will lead it off. It'll be 9-1-2 for Jefferson as he takes strike 1 at the knees. Jacob Miller back out for his 4th inning of work. So far has given up 3 runs on 3 hits. This one lifted to the right side of the infield. Simpson coming in on it and making the catch for out number 1 as he retires Badaz.
2 pitches, 1 out. You got to like that after throwing 32 pitches in the last half inning. You also have to like Simpson Did you see the arms going out? He was yelling, mine, mine, mine. It was all his. It was right at him, except way up in the air.
I was going to say it better be from where he caught that baseball. It's nobody else's.
I love it, though. That's what you're supposed to do, right?
Peyton Corwin, as we're back to the top of the order for the Cougars. A walk and came around a score run in the third. First pitch to him. Inside, ball one.
So many times when there's a problem, what is the problem?
Communication.
Failure to communicate.
What we have here is a failure to communicate.
Right. Not in that situation. You knew who was going to catch that one.
That 1-0 outside to Corwin. Slide over for Hartman and the other batter's box to keep that one in front.
Matt, bottom of the fifth inning in Hagerstown. St. Maria Goretti still with that 2-0 lead over Spring Mills.
Here's the 2-0 to Corwin, and he takes strike one.
And this is that part of the order that created the problems and helped to score a couple of runs for Jefferson in that third inning, and it was a walk from Corwin to really get it started.
Here comes the 2-1 from Miller. Corwin, a push bunt down the third base line. Will it stay fair? It will as he hustles down the first base line, and an infield single for Peyton Corwin. Liam Wilson quickly getting to that baseball, but the speed out of Peyton Corwin in the leadoff spot, and he beat that by a few steps.
Yeah, and you couldn't ask for a better placed bunt. I mean, hugging that third base line. I wondered for a moment if Wilson might try to let it go and see if maybe something would cause it to tick into foul territory.
Conor Bailey steps in. He had an infield single his first at-bat as he takes this one right in the 9 in the back of the uniform. And now 2 runners on with 1 out here in the top of the fourth.
And you get that first batter on a pop-out on just a couple of pitches. And then the bunt base hit and the hit by pitch. And just like that, I mean, Jefferson is threatening when you got a guy like Horowitz coming up and then Allinger after him and Finn Horowitz after that. It's a tough lineup.
Cullen walked his last at-bat in this one. Sliding to get the backhanded stab as Hartman is that one well into that left-handed batter's box, ball one. Horowitz ready to go. Waits Miller to toe that pitching rubber. He does out of the stretch with 2 runners on. And here comes the 1-0 to Horowitz. This one fouled off out of play down the first base line. Count 1-1.
Does he take a healthy cut?
At every single ball he swings at.
Even that practice swing as he steps out of the box.
Killing mosquitoes.
Yeah.
1-1 the count to Horowitz. 2 runners on, 1 at second base, 1 at first base. At second is Corwin. Conor Bailey at first. A quick step off as Miller will work the runners back. As Corwin again clapping those hands together at second base. The 1-1 outside, ball 2 to Horowitz. And when he's missing, Miller pretty much missing consistently well off the plate. Awaits that 2-1 pitch. Corwin again animated at second base. Here comes that 2-1. This one lifted back towards the bleachers to our right. That, as you hear the metal hit, that is the baseball hitting the bleachers to our right. That belonged to the Jefferson fans. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, nice play on the bounce by a gentleman in the top row of the bleachers. Reaching out and stabbing that one with the bare hand.
Big pitch coming up here for Jacob Miller and Musselman. 2-2 the pitch. Here is to Colin Horowitz, and boy, does he put a charge into this one. And the left fielder, Kyle Lohr, will just watch it go. A 3-run shot for Colin Horowitz. It's his 7th of the year, and Jefferson back within 1, 7-6. Boy, did that get out of here in a hurry.
It's 320 down the line, goes out to about 360 into the alleys and 375 into straightaway center field. And that ball, wow, crushed.
That's really, that home run, that's all you can say is wow. I mean, it leaves you speechless watching how quickly that ball gets out of here and the power by that young man.
When he, as we said earlier, when he takes that swing, I mean, his goal is to hit a baseball as hard as he can every time that he swings. Give him RBI number 15, 16, and 17 with that 3-run blast, and it's not even that you have to give it to him. He's earned those. Yeah. And what amazes me is the fact that he now has 7 home runs. He has 1 double. 1. Usually you think, you have more doubles, obviously, than home runs. You might hit a power alley somewhere, get one down the line, but, man, when he gets a hold of it, it goes.
First pitch to Reagan Hollinger misses inside as he turns away from that one, didn't quite back out of the way. And you love the excitement. Still sprinting around the bases. He's won a home run competition nationwide. It's his 7th of the year, and he comes back and hits home plate and is still giving everybody high fives. It's the excitement that you love in the game of baseball. 1-0 the count to Hollinger as he steps back in. Jacob Miller now comes set. Here is that 1-0, a called strike. Hollinger watched that one the whole way.
Well, at the end of that celebration for Jefferson, there was a quick conference on the mound as one of the Musselman assistants out to just try to help settle things down a little bit for Miller.
The 1-1, this one lifted into deep left field for Hollinger, and that one going to hit off the base of the fence, just foul. 320 down the line, as you just mentioned. That one went about 317 and just foul. Hollinger had gotten all the way to second base. He had turned the wheels on, and some good sportsmanship as quick high five between he and Jacob Miller as he goes the short way back to home plate, just right back across that pitcher's mound.
Oh, my. He put a charge into it, but just a little bit out in front.
Straighten that one up a little bit, and you got a tie ball game.
There's the danger in this batting order for Jefferson. They've got guys that pound the baseball.
Here comes the 0-2 pitch from Miller, and that one just misses. Ball 1. On deck is Griffin Horowitz.
2-2, our plate umpire Dave Boyd just gave the indication.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Hollinger as he takes that one off the left thigh and will get first base the hard way, if you will, at least the painful way, as he's been really beat up today. Took the foul ball off the hand and then takes that one off the thigh, and we have another visit to the mound, and that may be all she wrote for Jacob Miller.
Yeah, I think it will be. I mean, that's 2 more hit by pitches, so that's 3 hit batters, 4 base on balls. That's 7 base runners allowed, and Jefferson has been able to really take advantage.
So Jacob Miller is going out to left field. I believe it's a straight swap, and Kyle Lohr going to make his way to the mound. We'll take a 60-second break back at the studio while Lohr gets in his warm-up pitches, and we are back for the remainder of the top of inning number 4. It is 7-6. Jefferson clawing their way back in and only down by 1. We're back in 60 seconds.
Heffley Motor Company, serving the Eastern Panhandle for over 17 years. Known for our wide variety of vehicles at great prices, we are the area's only pre-owned Carfax Advantage dealer.
Save yourself time and money. Come see us. You'll be glad you did.
And don't forget our popular detailing service to keep your car looking brand new. We're proud to be your partner serving the community. You're local, we're local, why not buy local? Heffley Motor Company, a nice place to do business.
Remember that last trip to the auto mechanic?
I also think your solenoid gasket is bad.
What?
Yep, that'll be another $500.
Forget that and go to D&N Auto Specialist at 230 Tavern Road, Martinsburg, where honesty is their best policy. Serving the Eastern Panhandle since 1974, D&N Auto is family-owned and operated, specializing in exhaust alignments and tires. From general maintenance to major overhauls, they'll treat you right. Call D&N Auto Specialist at 304-267-4078.
As Kyle Lohr gets in his warm-up pitches for Jacob Miller, can't quite close the book on him yet with the runner at first, still his responsibility. But 3 1/3, 5 hits given up, 4 walks, 3 hit batters, and 2 strikeouts.
Well, and right now 6 runs on the board. And if that runner at first would come around to score, that would go against him as well. Kyle Lohr's job, try to get a couple of outs without allowing that run to come around.
Finn Horowitz steps in. We'll get into Lohr's numbers here in just a minute. First pitch goes behind Finn Horowitz, and moving to second base is Mason LaFollette, the courtesy runner for Hollinger.
Yeah, that's a wild pitch. Clearly, no chance for the catcher to go get that one. This will be the 5th appearance, and will be the 4th time that Lohr has come in relief. He's worked 7 innings so far on the season.
Lohr checks back at second. Here comes that 1-0. That one inside. Ball 2.
He has allowed 6 runs, 4 earned on 9 hits, striking out 4, but also walking 4. That ERA, 4.00.
Or kind of crouched in that pitching stance. Delivers that 2-0 on the outside part of the plate. Strike 1.
He really needed that pitch. Did not want to go 3-0 in this situation.
LaFollette gets that lead off second base. Has a shortstop Myers coming in behind him. Here comes the 2-1 to Horowitz. That one misses high. Ball 3.
Yeah, had the plate as far as the width, but just a little above the numbers, that shoulder level. Got to get it down just a bit.
Hitters count here 3-1. Open stance for Horowitz. Here comes that 3-1. Takes a cut at it. Fouls it off over top of our broadcast position, the press box, and the count runs full 3-2. One down here in the inning. 3 runs have crossed. It was a 3-run home run for Cullen Horowitz, his 7th of the season. Here's the payoff pitch on the 3-2. This one lifted and skied into foul territory down the left side. Wilson moving over, having to avoid John Lowry Sr., and is not able to camp underneath of it. It stopped moving and thought he was underneath of it, but that one falling right behind him. Foul ball.
Well, that about halfway down the line between the third base bag and home plate. And the catcher, Hartman, Baden Hartman, could not really get out to it, in a tough angle for him looking up to try to make that play. And then the same for Liam Wilson, trying to get into foul territory, get around the third base coach for Jefferson, and get there. Just no one could do it.
Again with the 3-2, that one low and inside, and Lohr not happy with himself as he smacks that pitching hand and glove together. And Finn Horowitz will reach on the base hit ball 4 for the second time today.
Base on balls, hit by pitches, really hurting this Musselman team right now. We heard it from Coach Hartman in the pregame show. One of the things that they've been dealing with is being more consistent on the mound.
Zac Rose stands in. The big lefty takes ball 1 inside. That breaking ball just staying inside the plate. Rose a sacrifice fly in the 3rd inning. Also walked and came around to score a run, or his courtesy runner did at that point, in Kinsler. Here comes the 1-0. This one fouled off out of play over top of the bleachers to our left, belonging to the Musselman faithful. Strike 1.
Big cut at that one. Seemed to be in on his hands, but he was able to fight it off.
Steps back in, stands towards the back of the left-handed batter's box. Runners on first and second. It's LaFollette and Horowitz. Bit of a check swing at the plate, but Rose is able to hold up on the pitch low and away. Ball 2.
Rose has 5 walks, make it 6 with that walk back in the 2nd inning. So good eye at the plate.
Lohr comes set. Here comes that 2-1 to Rose. He rips one down the first base line, but foul.
Just a bit out in front. Hard to be patient on that slow pitch off the inside corner.
We have seen a couple of very well-hit baseballs that have gone foul over the last couple of batters. That one not nearly as far as the one Hollinger hit, but still would have played it at least 1 run. A breaking ball, and that gets Rose on the front shoulder. As our home plate umpire Dave Boyd going to say nope, leaned into it.
So it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. It is a ball, but he doesn't get the base for being hit by the pitch. I just watched a highlight today in Japanese baseball of a player being hit by a pitch and saying to the umpire, basically, no, I don't want to take first. Apparently you can do that over there. In the very next pitch, he hit a home run. Let's see what happens here.
Count full 3-2 to Rose. Here comes the payoff pitch. This one slicing towards left center field. Hartman not going to get there. And it gets by him in center field. Rounding third and coming home is LaFollette, being held at third on the RBI double is Zac Rose. And again at third is Finn Horowitz. Coming around to score, LaFollette, and Jefferson has tied this game up. Probably going to go down as an RBI single. in the book, or not even an RBI, just a single and the run scoring on an error.
No. You can't call an error on that play, I don't believe. That one took a bad bounce. I mean, I admit your outfielder maybe didn't have the greatest of angles, but he never even got close to touching that baseball. It takes a bounce, goes behind him. He immediately turns and goes to get it. That will be a double in the book all the way, and the first double for Zac Rose this season.
Jefferson ties it up at 7. Just still one down in the inning. Pregame and Gonzalez with 2 runners in scoring position.
Matt, that does now close the book for the starter Jacob Miller, as he will be responsible for all 7 runs, or at least they all come on his watch.
Gonzalez backs out of the way just a bit. That pitch low inside. Ball 1. Sammy Roberts, the on-deck batter. Badaz in the hole if Jefferson is able to keep this momentum going. Here is that 1-0 pitch to Gonzalez. A swing and a miss as he chased that one high and outside. Strike 1.
He likes that high pitch, doesn't he?
He does.
8th man to hit in this half inning. Wow. And remember, it all got started with a pop out to second on the second pitch of the half inning.
Here comes the 1-1. As Hartman trying to look for that one at home plate, or turning around thinking it got through him at home plate. Stands up and it drops right at his feet. Runners stay where they are. Count now 2-1 to Gonzalez.
And since that pop out, a bunt base hit, a hit by pitch, a 3-run home run, another hit by pitch, a walk, an RBI double. And now Gonzalez awaiting a 2-1 delivery.
And Lohr out of the stretch. Here comes that 2-1, a swing and a miss. Count even 2 balls, 2 strikes to Gonzalez. He has 1 strikeout to his credit today. That was in the second. Was hit by a pitch in the third.
This game is becoming very offensive.
Yes.
Not offensive, just offensive.
And
a lot of runs.
Not what we expected with the starting pitching we had today. 2-2 pitch coming up. Here is that 2-2 from Lohr. Breaking ball that never quite broke. Brought Baden Hartman up out of his crouch and stepping to his right. Caught that one like he was playing catch, 3-2.
And it looks like Dylan Stevens beginning to loosen in the bullpen down in the left field corner.
I think he only pitches when we're here. I think we've seen him 3 times already this year. 3-2 pitch. Here is the payoff, a fastball that is fouled off to our right. We'll do that 3-2 again. A couple of baseballs coming back in. Runner at second base is Zac Rose. He had the RBI double. That scored Mason LaFollette, the courtesy runner for Reagan Hollinger, who got hit by a pitch to get on base. Standing at second is at third is Finn Horowitz. That 3-2 pitch misses. Ball 4. Bases are loaded.
Another base on balls. That is 2 walks now for Lohr. So that's 6 walks and 3 hit batters so far for Musselman pitching.
Brings up Sammy Roberts. Roberts an RBI double earlier in the game. 2 ducks in the pond. 3 on base. Here comes that first pitch. Fouled off. Getting back to the backstop. Strike 1.
Still nobody out. You'd have to turn 2 here. 1 out. Thank you. No outs since that first out on the first 2 pitches, but you'd have to turn 2 here to avoid having Jefferson bat around. 9th man to hit in the half inning.
Corners are in to cut that run down at the plate if it is a ground ball, as Roberts steps that front foot out as that one misses low inside. Ball 1. Count 1 ball, 1 strike. Roberts a slightly open stance, taps that front foot. And here comes the 1-1 from Lohr. This one lifted into shallow right field. Moving back on it is Simpson. Now coming in on it, and it's going to bounce in front of him.
And it'll be
the infield fly rule. So the batter is out. As Simpson really never got a good read on that baseball. He backed out into shallow right. The wind, no effect on that baseball tonight. As you look around at the flags to our right, over at the old football field, and Simpson just not getting a great read. Not sure if it got caught in the lights or what the issue was there. But the infield fly rule will retire Sammy Roberts.
Yeah, in that case, runners can try to advance, but they do so at their own risk. And Coach Lowry Sr. in that third base coach's box all over that situation, making sure that runner at third was staying put.
It's supposed to be Riley Vadas that is hitting here in the number 9 spot. He's 0 for 2 on the day, and I believe we'll have Isaiah Morris instead hitting for him. I believe that's a 4-4 putting batting gloves on, and it is.
We saw him earlier in the week when we did the game against Spring Mills come in and get an at-bat and play defensively for, an inning and a half, and then gave way to Cullen Horowitz, who re-entered.
So the base is loaded for Morris. He will have an opportunity to give Jefferson the lead if he can find a gap somewhere. Really just finding the outfield grass would give him the lead, a gap somewhere. Want to give them a multiple run lead. Here's the first pitch, low in the dirt. Good block by Baden Hartman to keep it in front, ball 1. Get you some of the numbers on Morris here after this pitch as Lord getting ready to toe that pitching rubber. Looks in, gets his sign, now comes set, ready with the 1-0 pitch. Here is the 1-0, that one outside, ball 2.
Morris with 4 hits in 14 at-bats on the season. He's got a home run and 6 driven in, a .286 average, .412 the on-base percentage.
This Jefferson team sure has power.
Yeah.
Runners get their lead off the bags, first, second, and third. Laura ready with that 2-0. That one in for strike 1 as that caught the inside of the plate.
And again, really needed that strike.
First base is Kamian Gonzalez. Second base is Zac Rose. Third base is Finn Horowitz. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. A swing and a miss. Count even, 2-2. And Laura pitch away from getting out of this inning, where 4 runs have come across. Looks in. Gets that 2-2 sign. And here's the delivery on the 2-2. That one outside, ball 3. So the runners with 2 outs, bases loaded, full count, will be on the move. So if Morris is able to send one into an outfield gap, it would most likely score the runner from, would certainly score the runner from third. The runner from second may even be able to plate 3. And a walk here would score Finn Horowitz from third base. Here comes the 3-2. This one lifted high to the left side of the infield. Wilson coming in on it in foul territory and will make the catch for out number 3. 4 come across, including a 3-run home run for Colin Horowitz in the inning. And Jefferson has tied it at 7 as we go to the bottom of the 4th when we come back. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10.
Craving lunch or dinner? The Cider Press restaurant inside Taylor's Farm Market has what you're craving. Awarded one of the 101 most unique places to eat in West Virginia, the Cider will fill you up with their delicious fresh orchard panini, mouth-watering smoker burger, farmer's daughter Cobb salad, and more. The Cider Press also serves a wide selection of craft beer and hard ciders. The Cider Press, serving lunch and dinner daily and where the food is fresh. You'll feel right at home. Now offering online ordering at Cider Press Deli and Grill.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
The Jefferson Bats have certainly come alive in the 3rd and 4th inning after a 6-run bottom of the 2nd for Musselman. That found them up 7-1. It was 2 in the top of the 3rd for the Cougars, and they just plated 4 in the top of the 4th, including a 3-run bomb for Cullen Horwitz. I got out of here in about 4.5 seconds over the left field wall. Fourth inning, it'll be 2-3-4 due up for the Applemen. That's Myers, Hartman, and Miller. Blake Hartman. Got to clarify that with Baden in the lineup as well. It is Shipe back out there. A swing and a miss by Myers on the first pitch he sees. Strike one.
Boy, Shipe has really settled in after struggling a bit coming in relief back in that second inning. Gave up a single, a double, a single, a hit by pitch, and since that time has set down the last 5 batters he's faced.
That 0-1 taken for strike 2 by Myers. Jason Myers 2 for 2 on the day. 2 singles, an RBI, and 2 runs scored. Shipe out of the stretch, ready with that 0-2. Here it comes the fastball, swing and a miss, and Myers goes down on strikes for out number 1. Second straight inning. Leadoff batter has struck out for Musselman.
4 Ks now for Shipe, who, as we said, is settling in, and that is not necessarily good news for the Musselman Applemen, the way that this Jefferson offense has come to life as the game has gone along.
Blake Hartman steps in. A 2 RBI double in the second inning. The 6-run bottom of the second for the Applemen. Takes ball 1, low and away. Outfield shaded a bit to the left for Hartman again because of that double down the left field line earlier. Fouls this one off behind our broadcast location. Strike 1. There's a pretty big gap in right center field right now, as the center fielder shading over more towards where the shortstop plays rather than right behind the second base bag. So if Hartman can get one over the second baseman, there's a lot of green out there. A swing and a miss on the fastball, strike 2. And Shipe putting some zip behind these fastballs. He's reaching back and finding a little bit more. Looks in. Gets the pitch. Here comes that 1-2. Again, going with the fastball, but Hartman able to get a piece as it will roll back into the netting, almost back onto the field. Now, right in front of our cameras, John's going to get a pretty good look at that one. Count still 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the 1-2. Sliding to keep that in front is Reagan Hollinger. There's that one low and away. Ball 2. Had double for Hartman earlier. His 14th hit on the season. Now has 13 RBI. The senior steps back in, awaits the 2-2. Here it comes, a fastball, swing and a miss, and back-to-back strikeouts to start the inning for Daquan Shipe.
5 Ks now for him. He struck out 3 straight batters, 2 to end the second and 1 to start the third earlier, so looking at a second chance to strike out 3 straight guys. By the way, they've gone top of 7 over in Hagerstown. St. Maria Goretti with a 5-1 lead as the Spring Mills Cardinals come up for their last at-bats.
Jacob Miller takes a breaking ball. Really never brought that front foot back in. He was taking the whole way. Strike 1. Miller hoping to keep his perfect day alive at the plate. He is 2 for 2. Driven in 3 as well. Lifts this one back into foul territory behind home plate, and it gets out of play. Hollinger threw the mask off and started to run back towards the backstop. Never had a play on that one. And Shipe quickly ahead on Miller 0-2. He can try to retire the side 1-2-3 for the second straight inning. See if he can do it with all strikeouts or if Miller has something to say about it. Comes set, ready with this 0-2. Here's that 0-2 pitch to Jacob Miller. Low, ball 1.
Shipe has really settled in. Those Musselman bats have really gone quiet since that second inning.
That 1-2, a call. Strike 3 at the plate, and Daquan Shipe does retire the side in order, all on strikeouts. 2 looking, or 2 swinging, and 1 looking. We'll go to the top of the 5th when we come back. All tied at 7. It's Musselman and Jefferson on TV 10.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move. mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
Craving lunch or dinner? The Cider Press restaurant inside Taylor's Farm Market has what you're craving. Awarded one of the 101 most unique places to eat in West Virginia, the Cider will fill you up with their delicious fresh orchard panini, mouth-watering smoker burger, farmer's daughter Cobb salad, and more. The Cider Press also serves a wide selection of craft beer and hard ciders. The Cider Press, serving lunch and dinner daily and where the food is fresh. You'll feel right at home. Now offering online ordering at ciderpressdeliandgrill.com.
Back to the top of the order for Jefferson as we go to the top of inning number 5. It is 7-7, and what a tale of innings. The first two belonging to Musselman as they took a 7-1 lead into the third. 2 runs in the top of the third for Jefferson, 4 in the top of the fourth for the Cougars, and the last 6 batters have been retired for the Applemen. And Dylan Stevens will come in to pitch for Musselman. So you can close the book on Kyle Lohr. Get you his numbers here in a moment. Again, we have certainly seen Dylan Stevens our fair share this year in our Musselman coverage. Just happened to be here on the days where he's going to get the nod, either starting or in relief.
And he becomes a pitcher of record now in this one as he enters in a tie ball game at 7-7. So let's see if he can help to hold down this Jefferson offense that has really come to life after no runs in the first, 1 in the second. They put 2 on the board in the third and 4 in that fourth inning.
It looks like Kyle Lohr's returned to left field. I'm looking to see if Jacob Miller is okay. Jacob Miller's now at second for Sam Simpson. Simpson was being DH for. So everybody should be hitting now in the order who is playing in the field.
Got all of that?
I think so.
Is there a test here at the end?
There better not be. I'm not a good test taker. Kyle Lohr went 2/3 of an inning, giving up 1 run on 1 hit. He walked 2 and did not strike a batter out.
No runs for Lohr. All 7 of those runs going against the starter in Jacob Miller.
That is the joy of blue and black ink right next to each other. Peyton Corwin steps in, takes ball 1 outside.
I try to encourage you.
I know, you keep telling me
Put the red in the middle.
First, yep. It's the first time I've had that issue. Is I guess the eyes are getting a little bit older. The 1-0 pitch to Corwin takes strike 1. Backed out of the way, was taking that one the whole way.
Think of red for your first pitching change, because red means what? Danger. Danger, Will Robinson, danger.
Here comes that 1-1. Corwin faked the bunt, then pulled back, so you watched that one miss outside.
You know, if you're Wilson at third, you're already in on the grass because of what he did the last time up when he laid down that bunt single.
And it was a infield single as he takes strike 2. Outer edge of the plate. Count even 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Stevens had made 4 starts, so this is his first time in relief this season.
Here comes the 2-2 pitch, and not a good grip on that one for Dylan Stevens. As everybody watching that one go by, it missed everything by a lot.
Yeah.
Count full, 3 balls, 2 strikes, and not sure if he had a little moisture on his hand or what, but that one clearly not what he wanted to do on that pitch.
Stevens 0-3 with a 10.50 ERA. Has worked 10 2/3 innings coming in.
3-2, a swing and a miss, and Corwin goes down on strikes for the first out of the inning.
Big strikeout there for Stevens. Always key if you can get that first batter in. The 10 2/3 innings, he's given up 24 runs, 16 earned on 21 hits, 11 strikeouts, make it 12 now, and 7 base on balls. Corwin retired for the second time this ball game.
Conor Bailey steps in, the number 2 batter in the order. The righty takes ball one, low and away. Colin Horowitz on deck. Hollinger in the hole. I would imagine when you get to Horowitz, there may be an intentional walk situation as the pitch to Bailey once again misses off the plate. Well away, a backhanded stab for Baden Hartman. Out of the windup, I think this is the first pitcher we've had today that actually works out of the windup, not the stretch. I think we were 4 for 4 on that as the 2-0, this time missing high and inside, ball 3.
Struggling to consistently find that strike zone. We have seen a lot of pitches thrown tonight by both teams.
Here comes the 3-0 from Stevens. That one low, ball 4.
So yet another base on balls. That would now be 7 walks along with 3 hit batters by Musselman pitching in this one. 10 base runners allowed.
Colin Horowitz will step into that right-hand batter's box. He won't get the free pass to first, but would imagine he will definitely be pitched around. Stevens toes that pitching rubber. Horowitz now steps back in. Good lead off first base for Conor Bailey. See if he goes. He will. On the pitch, slides headfirst into second base, and he is in there well before the throw. They called ball 1 at the plate. Now a runner in scoring position for Horowitz, and I think Bailey may have even left before the pitch.
And now, by stealing the base, you take the bat out of the hands of your biggest hitter. I'm not sure why I would want to put him in motion in that situation. It does put him in scoring position. And now you've got 2 on with just 1 out.
Reagan Hollinger, now with 2 runners on, will step into the right side of the plate, at least where that right-hand batter's box is. He's been hit by a pitch, a foul ball hitting that right hand. Has hung tough today. First pitch to him. Inside. Lifts those hands to avoid that one hitting his forearm. Ball 1.
And came up in that 3rd inning. Still trying to get some feeling, it seemed, back in that hand as he was pounding it on his right hip. And then, boom, delivered an RBI single up the middle.
Here comes that 1-0. Misses low, ball 2. And he's still, I don't know if that's a routine that we just haven't picked up on, but still kind of rubbing that right hand or grabbing the right side of the pants every now and again as he's stepping in and out. Stevens ready with the 2-0 pitch. Here's the delivery. That one, high, ball 3.
Oh, a strikeout to start the inning, then the 4-pitch walk. You miss with a pitch, give the intentional walk to Horowitz. Now 3 balls and no strikes. Man, you hate to load them up in this situation, tied at 7 in the top of the 5th.
Stevens ready with the 3-0. Here it is to Hollinger, and a fastball right down the middle, strike 1. Wisely, Hollinger taking the entire way. That one made its way to the catcher, Hartman. Runners get their lead off first and second. 3-1 pitch, a hitter's count to Hollinger. Here comes that 3-1, a swing and a miss, as he certainly took a rip at that one. Count full 3-2.
Yeah, big swing at that pitch, a little up in the strike zone. I think that probably still would have been a strike.
Yeah.
Now Stevens has to come right at him. He did it on that last pitch. Can he do it again?
The payoff pitch on the 3-2. Here it is from Stevens, and Hollinger lifts this one into center field. Blake Hartman moving in onto the few steps and will make the catch. A couple of steps off second base for Bailey, but then he retreats to the bag, 2 down. And a big out for Dylan Stevens.
Absolutely. Now you got to go after Finn Horowitz. With those runners at first and second, the go-ahead run in scoring position.
Number 8, Griffin Horowitz.
Horowitz steps in. 2 walks on the day. Here's the first pitch to Finn. Fouled off over top of the bleachers on the first base side. Strike 1. Back towards the softball field. I believe there is a game going on behind us on the softball field.
I think it has long since passed. It was.
There was a game going on the softball field. Let's put it that way. Here comes the 0-2 to Horwitz, and he lifts this one into left field. That is Lohr going back on it. That'll bounce into the wall. One run coming to score, a second run coming in, and they'll wave around a third, a relay at shortstop, and that's not going to beat the runner as Horwitz comes around, and a RBI double for Finn Horwitz, and Jefferson has spread this lead out by 2.
Yep, two-run double. He put a charge into that baseball back over the head of Lohr, who was racing back on it, had no chance, had to play it right off the base of the wall. May have had a chance for the play at the plate, but Jason Myers on the pivot from short didn't throw immediately and then had no chance to get that second runner.
Zac Rose steps in. A runner on second base is Finn Horwitz. Put the Cougars up by 2 runs at 9-7. That is in for a strike. Zac Rose so far today, a walk has come around to score a run and a RBI double in the 4th inning. The 4-run 4th for Jefferson. Here is the pitch to Rose inside, ball 1.
That's actually ball 2. The first pitch had missed, so it's 2 balls and 1 strike.
A big lead at second base for Finn Horwitz. Myers working in behind him. Not getting to the bag. A time taken at the plate. Saw Jefferson do that a bunch against Spring Mills on Tuesday.
Well, Spring Mills pitchers working very quickly.
Yes.
In fact, quick pitching, and that's part of the reason why they stepped out so much.
Here comes that 2-1-2 Zac Rose and takes strike 2. Not much he could do with that pitch.
Now, clearly you'd have to go the other way if you could even try to spray that one in the field of play.
Horwitz, that big lead off of second base. He will be moving on contact of the bat. Here comes that 2-2, a breaking ball. Outside, ball 3.
And I'm looking back through. Seven of the runs on the board right now for Jefferson. The batter reached on a walk or a hit by pitch.
Here comes a 3-2. This one fouled off out of play. Going over the bleachers to our left, back into what I'm guessing is the soccer and lacrosse field. So that one's still gaining elevation as it went over the bleachers. Count stays 3 balls, 2 strikes. Stevens gets the pitch he wants. Checks back at second. Here's that 3-2 as Rose once again fouls one off. Down the left field line. Let's do the 3-2 again.
Pitch up just a little bit. Rose a little behind on that swing, able to foul it off the other way. Now steps back into the left-hand box.
Stevens comes set out of the stretch. Ready with that 3-2, and right before he lifts that front leg, a time called at the plate. Rose now steps back into the left-handed batter's box, and Stevens ready to go. Immediately ready with that 3-2. Here it comes, and that one outside, ball 4. Getting away from the catcher, Baden Hartman, and in on the feet first slide, and rounding first and going to second is Zac Rose. He knew there wasn't going to be a throw down to second. You could see John Lowry Sr. wheeling him around first base from third base. And it'll be a walk going all the way to second base for Zac Rose. 2 runners in scoring position as moving on the ball that popped out of the glove of Baden Hartman was Finn Horwitz. And we'll see if Camion Gonzalez can add some runs to the board for Jefferson. Already a 2-run lead, 9-7.
Not often you see that 2-base walk.
Not often at all. An 8-pitch at bat to Zac Rose. As we have a
need for more baseballs.
Yeah,
at least one.
Well, Zac Rose fouled off 2 back-to-back, so need at least one. As Gonzalez getting ready to step in. Camion Gonzalez has been hit by a pitch and walked, along with a strikeout today, so we'll see if he can find his way on with a hit. Has driven in 6 this year. could have 7 and 8 standing 90 and 180 feet away. Bit of a check swing, but a taken strike one at the plate by Gonzalez. 2 down here in the top of inning number 5. Rose gets that lead off second. A small lead for Finn Horowitz at third. A swing and a miss. 0-2 now the count to Gonzalez.
All right, and now Dylan Stevens has to attack and get this final out of the half inning. No more damage. 2 runs have scored. You've got 2 in scoring position, but you're 0-2. You got to go get this batter.
Gonzalez stands in, out of the stretch, ready with the 0-2. Here is Stevens. Horowitz goes about halfway down the line before throwing the brakes on. It is a foul ball into the netting behind home plate for Gonzalez. Let's do that 0-2 one more time.
Yeah, Rose a pretty good secondary lead out of that second base bag as well on that pitch coming through to the plate.
Gonzalez steps back in. Number 7 hitter in the order for Jefferson. Here comes that 0-2, a breaking ball chopped right back to the pitcher. Stevens on the mound, fires over to first base for out number 3. Jefferson plates 2 in the inning on the double by Griffin Horowitz. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. When we come back, it is the Cougars 9, the Applemen 7.
All right, Matt, when it comes to flooring, you can't beat luxury vinyl. It's waterproof, easy to clean and maintain, extremely durable, and looks great.
Are you nuts? Hardwood flooring's the way to go. It's durable, easy to maintain, matches every decor, and increases the value of your home instantly.
All right, one thing we can agree on is Trips Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring. They'll take care of you with great selection, service, and pricing.
Whether it's hardwood or luxury vinyl, call Trips at 304-229-7009.
Or visit tripsfloorsanding.com.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Welcome back into Appleman Park. It is still Daquan Shipe out on the mound for Jefferson. Wasn't sure he was going to get through his first inning in relief, but has done a fantastic job since then coming in. He has retired his last 6 batters, including striking out the side in the bottom of the 4th inning. 9-7 as Jefferson broke the tie in the top of the 5th, plating 2 runs. It was a 2 RBI double for Finn Horowitz. For Musselman this half inning, it will be 5, 6, 7. Baden Hartman, Liam Wilson, and Jackson Shockey. So far on the day, a hit by pitch and a strikeout for Baden Hartman. The righty steps in, that front foot a little further out than that back foot. Here comes the first pitch, and strike 1. Watch that one the whole way. We would have Shipe at right around 51 pitches. Now 52 is the unofficial total that we would have in the press box. The 0-1 lifted into left center field. Corwin working over the center fielder, and he will make the catch for out number 1. So the leadoff man retired for the 3rd straight inning now by Daquan Shipe. Had done the previous 2 in strikeout fashion. That one a fly ball to center field. Liam Wilson steps in. A single, a stolen base, and a strikeout so far to his credit today. First pitch to Wilson, a fastball right down the middle, strike 1. Jackson Shockey stands on deck. If he or Wilson able to get on, it'll be Dylan Stevens in the hole. Here comes the 0-1. This one a ball hit sharply right back to the mound, goes off the foot of Shipe, and Shipe throws over to first, but able to beat out the throw is Liam Wilson, and he is on with an infield single. That one hitting hard off the leg of Daquan Shipe. A corner infield, and Hollinger going to come to the mound as John Lowry Sr. going to make his way to the mound as well, and with some warming up down the right field line and a couple of high fives. Waiting to see if this is the end of the day for Daquan Shipe. John Lowry Sr. just standing on the edge of the mound. I think just making sure probably Daquan Shipe's okay. Checking with him. As it looks like they're going to give him some practice pitches. Make sure he can still push off that right foot. That fastball, still plenty of zip on it right down the plate, and that's all that John Lowry Sr. needs to see is that one pitch. Shipe is ready to go. Runner on first base is Liam Wilson after the infield single. Brings up Jackson Shockey. Shockey a ground out and a strikeout today. Shockey coming in a 241 hitter, 7 hits in 29 at-bats. Has added a strikeout to that, so now 6 strikeouts on the season. Check back over to first, back on the head first dive is Liam Wilson. Still in plenty of time. He can get another half step over at first. Ready with the first pitch to Shockey. This one lifted into foul territory down the third base line over onto this Horowitz, and he overruns the baseball. Got over there in plenty of time, but in the speed getting over there, just overran the play. Strike one. Left side of the infield and left fielder Conor Bailey now going back to their positions. This is all 3 in full pursuit of that foul ball. Shockey now steps back in an 0-1 count. One down here in the bottom of the 5th. Musselman looking to get back in this one, 9-7. But it's been all Jefferson the last few innings. Here comes that 0-1. It's a ground ball to the second baseman. Vadas up with it. Fires over to the shortstop Gonzalez. Back over to first. It's got to be a pick at first, but bobbling it is Zac Rose in the low throw. It'll be a fielder's choice going 4-6, but not able to get the double play. Timing-wise, they had it. Just a low throw by Kamian Gonzalez over to Zac Rose at first.
Yeah, throw just a little low. Rose had the glove turned upside down, trying to catch that one maybe in the heel. Wasn't able to get the glove turned where he might be able to get it into the webbing, and just could not hang on to it.
Brings up Trevor Bohr.
Number 5, Brandon Berry, taking over as a runner.
Make that Dylan Stevens. Move one batter up my score sheet. Check back over to first. Back in on the head first dive is our pinch runner over at first base.
Again, that's Berry.
Yep. Berry gets that lead off first. Here is the first pitch to Stevens. That one off the end of the bat fouled. Out of play over the bleachers to our right. Back over towards the softball field. Did you get a confirmation that game's over?
Let me run the quick check. It has gone final 5-1. St. Maria Goretti knocking off Spring Mills tonight.
The 0-1 pitch, missing outside ball 1. 2 down, runner at first. Gets his lead, check back over to first, and just beats the throw back.
So locally in baseball, Frankfort beat Hedgesville 9-4. Goretti beat Spring Mills 5-1. The only other 2 games going on tonight.
Now 1-1 low and away, ball 2.
In basketball from the state tournament for a quarterfinals earlier, the 3-seed Martinsburg knocked out the 6-seed Cabell Midland 57-52. And then the 2-seed George Washington took out the 7-seed Jefferson.
The 2-1 lifted into center field. Corwin going back on it, but he was playing extremely in from where he usually is. He gets over his head. Rounding third is Barry. There's going to be a play at the plate, cut off by Zac Rose before it gets to the plate. That looked like it would have been a bang-bang at the plate had it not been cut off by Zac Rose, but it'll be a 2-out RBI double for Dylan Stevens.
Second double of the season for Stevens. Just his second run batted in, and that one is huge.
Gets Musselman back within 1 at 9-8, and a good piece of 2-out hitting.
By the way, the final in that basketball game earlier, GW 65, Jefferson 48, eliminating the Cougars from the state tournament.
375 to dead center, but certainly looked like Peyton Corwin was playing a little further in than he usually does. As he pretty much turned into a full-on sprint going backwards for that one. The lefty Bohr calls time at the plate, and now steps in to that batter's box. As Shipe toes the rubber, and quickly we'll get into that motion. First pitch to Bohr. Fastball, up and away, ball 1.
Check in on the Washington Nationals as well, and they fall today to the Braves 3-2. So the Braves sweep that series.
Ready with the 1-0. Here it is to Bohr. Outside corner, strike one.
And all 3 runs came in that 4th inning. It was 1 inning in each game that was the undoing of the Nationals.
Jockey gets that lead off second base. Here is the 1-1 driven the other way. Goes off the palm of the glove of Cullen Horwitz, and it'll be an infield single for Trevor Bohr. Now runners at the corners, 2 down.
Yeah, Bohr goes the other way, and Horwitz trying to reach out towards that line and backhand that one. Could not handle it as that one kind of hit the dirt and was carrying or tailing away from him.
Stevens makes his way to third. First base is Trevor Bohr. Back to the top of the order, it's Kyle Lohr. Lohr, that tying run, just 90 feet away. 2 down here in the inning. And Shipe toes that pitching rubber. Still some action down the right field line. Looks like Sammy Roberts once again. Pretty easy to tell with the hair that goes underneath that hat down the right field line. First pitch to Lohr, misses ball 1.
So a couple of infield hits in this half inning.
Shipe comes set. Here's the 1-0. The fastball right down the middle, strike one.
And good to see Musselman coming to life in this bottom half of the 5th inning.
Bohr gets the lead off first. Stevens, the much smaller lead off third. Ready with the 1-1. Here's the delivery from Shipe outside with the fastball. Ball 2. Again, he has got a lot of zip on that fastball. No doubt about it. When he throws it, you know it's the fastball. It was the old number 1 coming out of the right hand.
With the out of Hartman to start the inning, he had retired 9 straight until running into this trouble.
And that fastball, pretty much same location as the last pitch, outside. Ball 3, count now 3-1 to Kyle Lohr. And for Musselman, hoping this 2-out rally continues.
Shipe had trouble with the first 4 batters that he faced before getting a couple of strikeouts to get out of that 2nd inning. Then set down the side in order in the 3rd and in the 4th. Got the first out in the 5th, so he had been on a roll.
Here comes the 3-1. This one lifted into center field. Corwin coming in on it. It's going to drop in front. The tying run comes in from third base. It's Dylan Stevens and another clutch 2-out hit. It's an RBI single for Kyle Lohr. He has driven in his 12th run of the season.
Second hit in 4 at-bats. And how do you like that? This Musselman team not going to go quietly. Just about the time you were thinking Jefferson had grabbed momentum and was ready to go on for the victory in this one. The Musselman-Appleman rise up with an out in this bottom of the 5th inning, and we got another tie.
And that'll be the end of the line for Daquan Shipe. Coming in from right field in the bullpen is Sammy Roberts as he gets in his warm-up pitches. Let's send it back to the studio, take a 60-second timeout. 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Musselman has tied it up at 9. More at the bottom of the 5th from Appleman Park when we come back.
Ollie's VIP Northside is the best local spot to catch all of your favorite high school, college, and pro sports, or to hang out with friends. Ollie's has a great beer and cocktail menu, along with a food menu that will blow you away. Ollie's offers multiple TVs to watch the game of your choice from anywhere at the bar, or their outdoor patio with cornhole and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP Northside. We'll see you for the game.
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Having trouble getting your house sold? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as the #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. Phone 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together.
Welcome back into Appleman Park. Sammy Roberts getting in his last couple of warm-up pitches. This is the same order we saw out of the bullpen on Tuesday against Spring Mills. Roberts came in a close situation that didn't officially get him a close. It was a bigger deficit than would earn him that close. Gave up a couple of runs in the 7th inning. Was able to be on the mound to help hang on for the win.
Taking a look at some of those numbers for Roberts on the season. His third appearance. He has worked 4 innings, allowing 2 runs, 1 earned on just 1 hit, 9 strikeouts, and 4 base on balls. So he's been a stopper. Let's see if he can stop the Musselman Appleman here.
Runners on first and second. His lure on first is the first pitch to Myers. Misses high. Ball 1. Standing at second is Trevor Bohr.
And Matt, you got to love it. You're talking a sophomore in Stevens, a sophomore in Bohr, a freshman in Lohr. 3 straight guys that have really gotten the job done here in this half inning to help them rally.
At 1-0, misses low for ball 2. Count 2-0.
Got another freshman at the plate. They're gaining some big-time experience.
At 2-0 to Myers. Fastball in for strike 1. Must need his first strike for Sammy Roberts. Out of the stretch with 2 runners on. 2 down. Here comes the 2-1 pitch to Myers. Again with the fastball. And strike 2 looking.
Yeah, nice pitch on the inside corner. Not much the right-hand batter could do with that one. Would have been handcuffed had he tried to put it in play.
Big pitch coming up here. 2-2, 2 outs. Here's that 2-2 pitch. A ground ball to the left side. Gonzalez comes up with it. Underhand toss to second base, where Vadaz is right there for out number 3. A couple of runs for Musselman here in the bottom of the 5th. They tied up at 9. We'll go to the top of the 6th when we come back. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Craving lunch or dinner? The Cider Press restaurant inside Taylor's Farm Market has what you're craving. Awarded one of the 101 most unique places to eat in West Virginia, the Cider will fill you up with their delicious fresh orchard panini, mouth-watering smoker burger, farmer's daughter Cobb salad, and more. The Cider Press also serves a wide selection of craft beer and hard ciders. The Cider Press, serving lunch and dinner daily and where the food is fresh. You'll feel right at home. Now offering online ordering at Cider Press Deli and Grill.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
Heck of a ball game we have here, and should be a good finish. The last 2 innings coming up, 9-9. Musselman tying it up in the bottom of the 5th inning against Jefferson, and what we thought was going to be more of a pitcher's duel when we looked at that starting lineup for both Jacob Miller and Zac Rose, and it has turned out to be an offensive day for both of these teams. Back in with the play-by-play, Matt Miller.
Thank you very much, Matt Crawford. John Alderton running our TV 10 camera. Donald Kenny, our on-site producer. Colin McLaughlin is our engineer back at the studio. Wow, let's recap the scoring in this one, but we got to do it very quickly. It was Musselman putting a run on the board in the bottom half of inning number 1. They took a 1-0 lead. Jefferson answered with a run in the top of the 2nd, but then Musselman scored 6 in the bottom of the 2nd inning, opened up that 7-1 lead. Then Jefferson began to just kind of chip away at it. 2 in the 3rd, 4 more in the 4th inning. They would get 2 in the 5th inning to actually take the lead. But in the bottom of the 5th, Musselman answers with 2 to keep it tied. And here we go. It's 9-9, and we are in the top half of inning number 6. Sammy Roberts to get it started and takes strike 1 from the 3rd pitcher of the day for Musselman, Dylan Stevens. The right-hander from the wind and the pitch. A wave and a miss at a pitch on that outside corner for strike 2. 9:22 this game now. Just about 2 hours and 22 minutes old. Here's the pitch, down low and outside. 1-2 to Roberts, who has an RBI double, a strikeout, and has popped out on an infield fly.
Longest game we've had yet this year.
It is. That 1-2 pitch just missed the inside corner.
Didn't quite break early enough. Against front of the plate, not necessarily where that catcher catches it. I think that movement was just a tad late.
Stevens ready, and that 2-2 delivery, and the fastball stays high. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Stevens came in the 5th inning, Gave up a couple of runs on a hit, but also walked 3 in that half inning. And now issues the base on balls as the 3-2 pitch is outside. So that's 4, 8, 10. That's 10 walks, 3 hit batters. What we have right now in our scorebook for Musselman pitching, and that's tough.
Looks like a pinch runner over at...
It's Kinsler.
Yep. Kinsler was the courtesy runner for pitcher Zac Rose earlier.
So serving again as that courtesy runner now with Roberts on the mound. So Kinsler the lead at first. Vadaz at the plate. Squares around, shows bunt, pulls back, takes the pitch down low and outside, ball 1. So Vadaz batting again after he gave way to Isaiah Morris, who had the second at bat of the 4th inning in this position. Vadaz 0 for 2, a pair of pop-outs, and then Morris with a pop-out in foul territory to the third baseman. And now Vadaz with another opportunity. He awaits that 1-0. Again, square, shows bunt, pulls back, takes inside, glances off the glove of the catcher, and the runner will advance on the pass ball.
Yeah, just popped in and out of the glove of Baden Hartman. So we have a time at home plate.
The catcher wants to go out. Not sure if there was a mix-up of some sort.
Well, no. Right now it's Dave Boyd kind of getting his head right again. I'm not sure. Maybe it didn't pop out of the glove. It looked like from our angle it popped in and out of the glove of Baden Hartman. Maybe popped in and out and then off of the left arm of Dave Boyd as he's working that hand a little bit. Seems good to go now. He puts that mask back on.
Good job then. Hartman goes out, talks briefly with Stevens. Sure they could use that visit at that moment, and it gives the umpire Dave Boyd a chance to shake it off. Now we're ready. 2-ball, no strike pitch. Here it comes. That one down low and outside. It's ball 3. About 30 pitches thrown in the last half inning for Stevens. And getting that pitch count up there again as he misses with ball 4 outside. A 4-pitch base on balls to Vadaz puts runners at first and second and nobody out in this top of the 6th inning.
Yeah, not what you want to start this inning. As Corwin has had a pretty good day today. He's reached twice and scored twice. And you really get to the heart of the order. Still nobody down.
Corwin squares and shows bunt and takes a strike on the outer edge. And we saw how well he handles the bat with that bunt base hit back in the 4th inning. Chokes up on the bat just a little bit. No indication of a bunt yet. Now he asks for time from our plate umpire. Little cat and mouse game.
Jefferson works at their pace, no doubt about it.
First baseman coming in as the bunt is shown, and he offers at the pitch, but comes up empty. That pitch was down low. Would have been extremely difficult to get that bunt down.
Well, for how far outside the zone he went with that bunt attempt, I was waiting to see runners moving. And, hey, I have to get this one down. But both runners staying at first and second.
Again, Jackson Shockey coming down the line at third, and the bunt attempt and a bunt missed, and Corwin down on strikes. One of those, if you will, more unusual strikeouts for Dylan Stevens, and so far he has struck out Corwin both times he's faced him.
Yeah, not often you see a 0-2 bunt attempt.
No, because you bunt it foul, and it's as good as a strikeout there as well. But Coach Lowry saying, hey, I want the bunt down, and it didn't happen. And now, with 1 out and runners at first and second, Conor Bailey ducks out of the way of 1 up and in for ball 1.
And Bailey has reached 3 times today and scored twice.
Up in a key situation. Here comes the pitch, up and in. 2 balls and no strikes. Well, he issued the walk to Roberts on the 3-2 pitch. The 4-pitch walk then to Vadaz. Gets Corwin, who could not lay the sacrifice bunt down. Now delivers a strike down the middle to get the count to 2 balls and 1 strike to Conor Bailey. Bailey has reached on an infield hit, grounded to short, hit by a pitch, drew a walk, has scored a couple of runs. The 2-1 due here. Stevens ready. Here it comes. In on his hands, he fights it off over the head of the shortstop, dropping out into center field. It is a base hit. Runner going to be waved. Now here comes the throw, and they'll hold him up at third. Good decision as Kinsler stops at third. Badaz goes to second. Bailey aboard at first on the base hit.
I'm not sure how that ball got that far based on where it was hit. That was sawed off right on the handle, and somehow Conor Bailey able to muscle that one into shallow center field, and Jason Myers gave it the good old college try, if you will, going back out into shallow center from the shortstop position, just not able to get there.
And now you almost have to face Cullen Horowitz here.
Unless you're willing to sacrifice a run. Because you're walking with the bases loaded, the run's coming around. And now you get the power man in the lineup. As boy, did he take a cut at that one.
Infield drawn in as Horowitz swings through the first pitch for strike one.
I'm not sure I'd want to be that close to Horowitz as he takes these swings.
No, not at all.
Line drive somewhere. Good grief, you're not going to be able to get your glove up in time.
There is one out with the bases loaded, tied at 9. We're in the top of the 6th inning. Here comes the pitch, and that one right down the middle. It's called strike 2. Horowitz already with a 3-run home run to his credit, has walked a couple of times, including last time up was intentionally walked when first base was open.
The home run did come with 2 strikes.
That 0-2 delivery outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
So it wasn't 2 out protecting for Horowitz. He is still very much swinging with 2 strikes on him.
Big right-hander awaiting that 1-2 pitch. Stevens comes set. Infield drawn in. Bases loaded. Here's the pitch. In on his hands. He fights it off, fouling it to the backstop and over the backstop. That one actually hitting off the top of the facing of the press box above the windows over where Scott Jenkins is doing the PA, and then bounced back down onto the asphalt. We'll do it again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The count remains. Horowitz awaits. Stevens ready. Here's the pitch. Just low and outside, and it's 2-2.
There has been a ball that's gotten into this press box before, right?
Yeah, shattered the glass in front of Mr. Jenkins doing the PA a few years back. That 2-ball, 2-strike delivery hit high and deep into left center field. That one has a chance, and it is at the base of the wall. 1 run scores. Here comes another. Horowitz will go into second. It's a 2 RBI double for the Bear. Cullen Horowitz, and Jefferson regains the lead 11-9.
I could tell by your call that you thought the same thing I did, that off the bat that ball looked over the fence in left center field, hit at the base of the fence, and what is one of the in the power alley to left field right underneath the Musselman sign in left center. Another very impressive hit for Cullen Horowitz.
Again, it's 360 into those power alleys. That's a deep drive. Coming off the bat, I knew he hit it well. The question was how well, and it hit right at the base of the fence. Still, it's a 2 RBI double. He's got 5 runs batted in today, lifts him to 19 on the season. And the 2 guys that score both reached on walks. Brings up Reagan Hollinger, who will take down low and outside.
Still just 1 down in the inning.
And still 2 in scoring position. Hollinger has popped out, single to drive in a run, been hit by a pitch and scored a run, flied out to center his last time up. Sends this one pretty deep into right field. Moving back on it is Bohr. He's under it and makes the grab, but tagging at third and heading home is Conor Bailey. It'll be a sacrifice fly that will also send Cullen Horowitz from second to third. 3 runs in the inning, 12-9, and now the Jefferson lead. So Hollinger does his job going the other way with the fly ball, the second out of the inning. He collects his 2nd run batted in on the day. That's 14 on the season for him. And now brings up Griffin Horowitz, or better known as Finn. He takes a called strike 1. He had a 2 RBI double his last time up in the 5th inning. Has also walked a couple of times and had a fly out to center. Stevens to the plate. This one's hit very high into center field. Ranging in and to his left is Hartman, and the Musselman center fielder makes the grab to retire the side. Still a couple of leadoff walks, a one-out base hit loaded them up. Cullen Horowitz with the 2 RBI double, and then Reagan Hollinger with the sacrifice fly puts 3 runs on the board for Jefferson. And as we go to the bottom half of inning number 6, now a 12-9 Jefferson lead.
Craving lunch or dinner? The Cider Press restaurant inside Taylor's Farm Market has what you're craving. Awarded one of the 101 most unique places to eat in West Virginia, the Cider will fill you up with their delicious fresh orchard panini, mouth-watering smoker burger, farmer's daughter Cobb salad, and more. The Cider Press also serves a wide selection of craft beer and hard ciders. The Cider Press, serving lunch and dinner daily and where the food is fresh. You'll feel right at home. Now offering online ordering at Cider Press Deli and Grill.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
Well, think about it as we're tallying up some numbers. Jefferson has put 12 runs on the board, but Matt, they've left 11 guys on base. So there's been a potential for more runs than what they have scored. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 of those 11 have been left in scoring position. We talked about the offense that they have produced. Are you ready? 7 games this year, they had scored 9 or more runs, and 5 of those had scored 10 or more runs. Well, they've done it again. They've got 12 runs on the board right now. Now, the 9 runs for Musselman, the most that Jefferson has given up.
It's going to be a matter of whether Sammy Roberts can shut the door here. Musselman down to their final 6 outs. Needs 3 runs, but in this game, that's not saying a whole lot. We've seen runs at a plethora tonight.
Blake Hartman to get it started in the Musselman half of the 6th inning. Takes down low, ball 1. Roberts came in, faced only 1 batter in that 5th inning. Got the out to get out of the jam. It's a bouncing ball to the third baseman. Horowitz reaching out to his left. Could not handle that one. And Hartman will reach on the E5. He was backing up on that play and reaching out to his left side. Would have been a long throw, but that's one I'm expecting him to make over there.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that he's had a active day over there,
He
not
has.
some easy hops, but I think that one's got to go in the book as a E5. He had some time over there to at least get his body in front of it and just stuck that left hand out as he was backpedaling.
So let's see if Musselman can take advantage. I would have that as the first error for Jefferson, 1 error for Musselman as well. So all of this offense has come because of hits, although a lot of it for Jefferson, walks and hit batters by Musselman pitching. Jacob Miller taking outside, ball 1. Hartman good speed at first, draws the throw over. Just a soft toss.
Don't think that was his A move, guys.
Jacob Miller had an RBI single in the first, a 2 RBI single in the second, struck out his last time up in the 4th inning. So 2 for 3, swings through the fastball from Roberts, and it's 1-1. Roberts came in to induce a 6-4 fielder's choice ground ball to get the final out of that 5th inning. Now working his first full inning in relief, the right-hander to the plate, and it's a line drive over the head of the third baseman. That's a fair ball down the left field line. Making his turn with the play in front of him, Hartman will have to stay at second. So a base hit for Miller, his 3rd of the day. Now 3 for 4, and the hits continue.
John Lauer Sr. going to make his way to the mound. Nobody warming up down the right field line, and neither team willing to give an inch.
Got 13 hits right now for Musselman and 9 for the Jefferson Cougars. 22 hits. But, of course, we also have 21 runs on the board right now. It's going to be it for Roberts. Looks like we'll have some defensive changes as well, as Camion Gonzalez is going to take over on the mound. He had been at short.
So I see a number who's on a shortstop.
thought that was 11.
I thought it was too.
So Kellen Kinsler, it looks like, is taking over at the shortstop position. So as the new pitcher gets in his warm-up tosses, we'll take a 60-second break, come back and set up where we are right now. And where we are is in the bottom half of the 6th inning with Jefferson leading Musselman 12-9.
This is Matt Miller, along with my wife, Dale.
As homeowners, we've been through the mortgage process several times, and each time we went to Mark and Cheryl Savitt at the Mortgage Center.
They treat you like family with personal one-on-one service, walking with you through the process from application to settlement.
Plus, low interest rates and closing costs.
The Mortgage Center is on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Phone 304-267-9040.
Or online at mortgagefinancing.com.
NMLS number 237527, equal housing lender.
Since 1877, Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies have proudly supported our local community. Farmers and Mechanics has the insurance products to meet your needs, including home, auto, farm, dwelling fire, business owners, and umbrella coverage. Please contact your local independent agency for a review of your insurance needs and ask for a policy from the company that knows you best. Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, just off Edwin Miller Boulevard on Administrative Drive in Martinsburg. FMIWV.com.
Back again here at Appleman Park. The new pitcher, Camion Gonzalez, taking over for Sammy Roberts. He's given up a hit in a third of an inning. Has not walked a batter, did not strike out a batter, faced only 3 batters, and now gives way to Gonzalez.
Gonzalez, 5 innings on the mound this year, all in relief. Has not given up a run and has only given up 2 hits. Has struck out 7. Has not walked a batter yet this season.
So Baden Hartman will now take over at the plate after the single from Jacob Miller chases Sammy Roberts from the game. Hartman looking for his first hit, up with runners at first and second. Right now the team down by 3 runs. Gonzalez ready in the first pitch, down low and outside. That's ball 1. Baden Hartman has struck out, been hit by a pitch, and has flied out into left field. The right-hander Gonzalez ready to go. Next delivery. Fastball down the middle. That is a strike. So now 1-1. Liam Wilson due next. Still one more inning left in this one in regulation. So you don't necessarily have to have all 3 here, but you've got an opportunity. And there's a line drive at the second baseman. He's got it, and Vidal spins, looks at second, then looks at first. But the runners are able to get back. Hartman to second and Miller to first.
Yeah, both runners got a few more steps off the bag, but defensively nobody covering the bag, so they could. Over at first, Zac Rose was the closest, but still didn't get back to the bag till about a step or 2 after in his coming in to that runner on first.
That's a tough break for Baden Hartman. Hit that one hard, but right at Vidal. Now Liam Wilson to bat. 1 down with those runners still at first and second. And the breaking pitch is on the outside corner for strike 1. Wilson with a single in the second inning to right field. Stole a base and scored. Struck out looking in the second. Then reached on an infield single in the 5th. Pitch to him, inside out swing, lines it over towards the first base dugout, hitting the fencing down past the dugout. Count no balls, 2 strikes. Jackson Shockey would be due next. Gonzalez ready. The runners their leads. Zac Rose playing behind the runner at first, and now time taken. Reagan Hollinger having a quick conversation as he goes over to talk with the pitching coach, Ken Cross.
Trying to make sure they're on the same page here, and certainly seems like there's a bit of miscommunication one way or another.
Everything seems to be straightened out. In the meantime, Gonzalez with a couple of throws over to third baseman Cullen Horowitz.
Keep the arm loose.
Yep. Back to action, and the pitch, a swing and a miss. Wilson was out in front of that one.
Good breaking ball. Breaking down below the zone. as it was coming in, and Wilson really just fanned at it.
So 2 down, 2 on. It brings up Jackson Shockey. He is grounded out to second, struck out swinging. Last time up, bounced into a 4-6 fielder's choice. First pitch swinging late on the fastball for strike one. So Gonzalez doing just what head coach John Lowry Sr. wanted. Came in with runners at first and second and nobody out. Those base runners still on those same bases, and there's 2 outs in the inning. Pitch to the plate, popped foul, back out of play. Now 0-2. 12-9. Jefferson with the lead over Musselman as we play the bottom half of inning number 6. In the top of the 7th, it would be Rose, Gonzalez, and Roberts would be the due batter. Let's see if he will come up in that Jefferson half of the 7th. Pitch down low. Shockey watches. Ball 1. Now at 1-2. There goes the runner towards third as the breaking pitch to the plate misses high and tight, and Hartman gets the steal without the benefit of a throw. Allinger came up looking down at third, lifted the arm as though he might throw, but not going to.
And it got Miller off of first base a bit. He got about halfway to second and then started to retreat back to first, trying to neg a throw on. Allinger said, no dice. You can stay at the corners.
2 balls, 2 strikes, now the count. With runners at first and third, 2 outs. Top half of this 6th inning. Shockey taking his time before getting back into the box. That slightly open stance. The right-hand hitter swings, pops it up, shallow right field. Actually, it's drifting a little deeper than I thought. Coming in on it is Finn Horowitz, and he ends up overrunning it. It goes behind him. He plays it on a bounce. There'll be again runners at the corners, and Blake Hartman will score from third. And the Musselman Applemen are back on the board, trailing 12-10.
This game's had a little bit of everything, hasn't it?
It certainly has. Miller, who was at first, goes all the way around to third, and Shockey is aboard at first.
And Finn Horowitz really camped out in right field. Didn't move a whole lot based on where that one was hit. Coming in on it and really just overran the play.
So it looks like we'll have a new runner taking over at first. So Kobe Hazlett to run.
Number 11, Dylan.
So Hazlett running for Shockey as Dylan Stevens stands in. Throw over to first.
I mean, it never hit his glove, so what are we?
I'm checking on the other end for this one.
That's what's going on in my head, going, okay, you're coming in on that baseball after you camped out in right field.
Here's a ground ball towards the shortstop coming in on a Kinsler. He bobbles but was able to get it to Vadaz at second in time to get the force out. And Stevens will ground into the fielder's choice. That goes 6-4. It will bring the inning to a close, but still a run is able to come across for the Musselman Applemen, and we will go to the 7th and final inning of regulation with your score, Jefferson 12 and Musselman 10.
This is Matt Miller, along with my wife, Dale.
As homeowners, we've been through the mortgage process several times, and each time we went to Mark and Cheryl Savitt at the Mortgage Center.
They treat you like family with personal one-on-one service, walking with you through the process from application to settlement.
Plus, low interest rates and closing costs.
The Mortgage Center is on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Phone 304-267-9040.
Or online at mortgagefinancing.com.
NMLS number 237527, equal housing lender.
Since 1877, Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies have proudly supported our local community. Farmers and Mechanics has the insurance products to meet your needs, including home, auto, farm, dwelling fire, business owners, and umbrella coverage. Please contact your local independent agency for a review of your insurance needs and ask for a policy from the company that knows you best. Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, just off Edwin Miller Boulevard on Administrative Drive in Martinsburg. FMIWV.com.
And shortstop is number 4, Trent. Whoa.
Now, several changes being announced to the crowd on hand here as we head to the top half of inning number 7, final inning of regulation. I am still trying to tally up the numbers through the first 6. I'll give them to you here in, how about now? I've got Jefferson with 12 runs. They have scored on 9 hits. They've committed 2 errors. They've left 11 base runners, 9 in scoring position. Musselman, 10 runs on 13 hits with an error. They have stranded 5, leaving 2 in scoring position. That's what we have right now through the first 6 innings, with Jefferson scoring 1 in the second, 2 in the third, 4 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth, and 3 in the 6th inning. Musselman with a run in the first, 6 in the second, and then added 2 in the 5th and 1 in the 6th inning. And we have a new pitcher,
Jason Myers.
So Myers, who had been the shortstop, now takes over.
Whole slew of defensive changes, too. We'll get to those in a minute.
And the first pitch to Zac Rose, and that one is down low, ball 1.
Kobe Hazlett is now in left field. Trenton Wolf is at shortstop, and Kyle Lohr has moved to first base.
I think we got that.
Again, there'll be a test later.
I was writing quickly. Rose takes ball 2. This one outside. So once again, Lohr at first. You should still have Miller at second with Wolf at short, Wilson at third, and then Hazlett in left with Blake Hartman in center and Bohr in right. Here is a foul ball down the left field line. Long run for Hazlett into foul territory. In fact, into the bullpen area for Musselman, and cannot make the play.
He was there, just wasn't able to haul it in. Speed-wise, he had got into the area, just could not make the play.
We've seen that several times tonight on pop-ups, fly balls into the outfield where a player seems like they've been there, but just for whatever reason hasn't quite been able to camp underneath of it.
For Myers, 14 2/3 on the mound this year. This is his 8th appearance. He's got 4 starts as well, an 8.59 ERA, 22 hits, 24 runs given up, 18 of those earned, 14 strikeouts, and 7 walks.
Pitch to the plate on the 2-1, and that one glances off the mid of the catcher through to the backstop. 3 balls and 1 strike. Looking at the numbers for Dylan Stevens, he's responsible for 5 runs on 3 hits over 2 innings of relief. He would walk 5 while striking out 2. Pitch to the plate, a check swing and a misses high. And the walks have really been the issue for Musselman pitching, and we get a base on balls here to Zac Rose on 5 pitches to start this top of the 7th inning. That would be 5, 6, 7, 11 walks and 3 hit batters. What we've got right now for Musselman pitching. And most of those have come around to score. Camian Gonzalez, the due batter. However, that's 26. I think that's Noah Carter, who we saw the other day, who takes down low for ball 1. Noah Carter, a right-hand hitter, takes this pitch on the inside corner for a strike. It's 1-1. Tell you what, it's going to be hard to write anybody else in this lower part of the order. The way that this game is played out tonight, a lot of different players have been involved. Hitters, runners, pitchers. Pitch down low and outside, moving the count to 2 balls and a strike to Noah Carter.
Carter on the season has 3 hits and 11 at-bats. It's a .273 average. Has driven in 3, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk.
The 2-ball, 1-strike pitch. That one, a bouncer foul as it came off his front foot in the batter's box, and he'll walk that one off up the line a little bit. Kick that left foot out there after a stroll about a quarter of the way down the line. Trying to stretch it out a little bit. From our angle, not sure whether it hit the foot or the ankle, the lower part of the leg. Either way, it wasn't comfortable. Count 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out, a runner at first. Top of the 7th inning, final inning of regulation, and Jefferson looking for insurance right now with a 12-10 lead. Pitch to the plate, and Myers gets him a strike on the outside corner.
Good location. 2 strikes, close enough, though. If you're Noah Carter, you got to at least try to fight that one off and see another pitch. As we're going to have another, or no, it'll be the, I forgot about the shift in the infield, so Kellen Kinsler going to be the batter now.
First time that we have seen him at the plate. We've seen him as a courtesy runner a couple of times, but now we're going to see him bat for the first time. Came in defensively at short in the bottom half of the 6th. He squares and then takes strike 1. That was kind of a last-second square, not like he was really looking to sacrifice himself, and you wouldn't expect it with 1 out on the board. But was maybe trying to bunt his way aboard. I got the third baseman coming in a little bit.
Kinsler 3 for 5 on the season, a .600 batting average.
Shows bunt again, takes a pitch down low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Nice block by Hartman. Liam Wilson still in there at third. Well in on the grass. Right-hand hitting Kinsler. Ready as Myers is ready as well. Here's the pitch, a hard hit ground ball back towards the shortstop. He's got it on a bounce, goes to second for 1, relay throw to first. They'll turn it. The 6-4-3 double play.
Well, that's a heck of a way to end the inning. Great job by the middle infield. Trenton Wolf just coming into the game, and he is tested early, and then a good throw by Jacob Miller and a good transition at first base. Kyle Lohr, good stretch, and he needed that as it was going to be a bang-bang play at first base.
So now Musselman with a chance in their final at-bat. They'll need 2 to tie, 3 for the walk-off win, and it'll be the 9-1 and 2 hitters coming up. We go to the bottom of the 7th after this break with your score, Jefferson 12, Musselman 10.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is prevent, promote, protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
WVU Medicine introduces a new minimally invasive hysterectomy surgery to our area. V-Notes is an advanced gynecologic technique that provides many benefits to patients, such as shorter hospital stays, less post-operative pain, faster recoveries, and no visible scars. Dr. Aaron Miller and Dr. Lori Tucker with WVU Medicine OBGYN in Martinsburg are the only OBGYNs in the Baltimore, Washington metropolitan area currently offering this cutting-edge procedure. WVU Medicine, the future of surgery is here.
Camian Gonzalez out there towing the pitching rubber, looking to close this one out for the Jefferson Cougars. Matty came in with the first 2 batters reaching in the 6th inning against Sammy Roberts, and promptly did his job as he got a line out, a strikeout after a misplay in right, led to a run and an extra base runner due to the error. He induced the 6-4 fielder's choice ground ball to get out of the inning, and now he'll face Trevor Board out of the number 9 spot in the order to start the 7th.
And really, 1 through 9, they've had guys get on base tonight, so you have Trevor Board standing in as number 9 batter, and you're going, maybe not who you want up in this situation. He's got 2 hits and has scored a run. You go to Kyle Lohr on deck. He's got 2 hits, an RBI, and has scored a run. And then the man in the hole, 2 hits, an RBI, and 2 runs scored, Jason Myers. So definitely some offense being produced by the 3 due up this inning.
Gonzalez ready with a fastball on the outside corner to the left-hand batter. That is a called strike 1. 12-10. Did not expect this in this baseball game as we came in when you looked at Jacob Miller and Zac Rose in minuscule ERAs as the starters for each team. Here's a pitch down low and outside, 1-1.
Well, Jefferson as a team, really, it was under 2 on the ERA, right?
Yeah, 1-something on that ERA. As a team, the 1 ball, 1 strike pitch. On the outside corner, that's strike 2.
A 1.55.
There it was. Walks, hit batters have been the issue for Musselman in this one. Not as many walks for Jefferson. Musselman's put the ball in play and been able to score runs. Well, Bohr watches the 1-2 pitch. It's on the outside corner. He takes it. That's a called strike 3. There's one down in the Musselman 7th.
At this point of the game, you got to take that bat off the shoulder, especially the way that just you put it in play, and you're not going to know what happens tonight.
Yeah, Bohr will finish 2 for 4 unless the team can rally in this one and give him another at bat. Back to the top of the order, Kyle Lohr. First pitch to the freshman in the leadoff spot. Misses for ball 1.
Should be fun to watch top this order the next few years.
Yeah, absolutely. 3 sophomores and 2 freshmen, 5 underclassmen in this starting lineup. Pitch taken for a strike, and Boy Gonzalez is really painting that outside edge of the plate. I mean, he's been working away to the 2 left-hand hitters and has been very consistent in finding that spot. The 1-1 pitch. Right down the middle. That is a called strike 2.
And that's a good frame by Hollinger, too. That one probably was a strike where he started, but then just a quick frame to go right down the heart of the plate.
Lohr has to protect the 1-2 pitch. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. He got him. Boy, that is a pair of Ks in the inning for Gonzalez. He's got 3 since coming in relief, as he got a strikeout in that 6th inning as well. And for Musselman, it's Jason Myers who has to try to keep it going. Got to find a way. 12-10 is the lead right now for Jefferson. Camian Gonzalez 1 out away from closing this one out. Pitch misses high and outside. It's ball 1.
This game is now officially 3 hours old.
There you go. Yep, we started right at the top of the hour at 7. 1-0 pitch. Here it comes. Just a bit low and outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Myers with a couple of base hits, 2 runs scored, and a run batted in. Those were his first 2 at-bats. He has since struck out and bounced into a 6-4 fielder's choice. Base is empty with 2 away. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Now 2-1. Nice pitch working down and away from the right-hand batter. See Myers stepping out in that big deep breath. Shoulders and everything. Raise up as he then lets that breath out, steps back in, swings through this one. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
May have helped Gonzalez out a little bit, too. Looked like he chased that one a little bit up and away.
And just trying to make something happen. Down by 2 runs with nobody on and 2 outs. 2-ball, 2-strike pitch. Here it comes. A foul ball just to the right of the press box, back out of play. Good job to make contact.
It'd be very fitting for this game if this was like a 9 or 10 pitch at bat to close it out.
We've seen about everything.
Yeah.
It's been a crazy game. 2-2 pitch, a swing and a miss at one that would have missed off that outside corner. Again, kind of helped him out, and what a finish for Camian Gonzalez as he will strike out the side in the final at-bat for Musselman. Well, this game will officially go 3 hours and 1 minute as it's 1 minute after 10 o'clock, and, well, it's the time of the hour where the Jefferson Cougars can celebrate a win as they knock off Musselman by the final score of 12-10. We'll come back and tell you all about it after a 2-minute timeout. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
All right, Matt, when it comes to flooring, you can't beat luxury vinyl. It's waterproof, easy to clean and maintain, extremely durable, and looks great.
Are you nuts? Hardwood flooring's the way to go. It's durable, easy to maintain, matches every decor, and increases the value of your home instantly.
All right, one thing we can agree on is Tripp's Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring. They'll take care of you with great selection, service, and pricing.
Whether it's hardwood or luxury vinyl, call Trips at 304-229-7009.
Or visit TrippsFloorSanding.com.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Heffley Motor Company, serving the Eastern Panhandle for over 17 years. Known for our wide variety of vehicles at great prices, we are the area's only pre-owned Carfax Advantage dealer.
Save yourself time and money. Come see us. You'll be glad you did.
And don't forget our popular detailing service to keep your car looking brand new. We're proud to be your partner serving the community. You're local, we're local, why not buy local? Heffley Motor Company, a nice place to do business.
Remember that last trip to the auto mechanic?
I also think your solenoid gasket is bad.
What?
Yep, that'll be another $500.
Forget that and go to D&N Auto Specialist at 230 Tavern Road, Martinsburg, where honesty is their best policy. Serving the Eastern Panhandle since 1974, D&N Auto is family-owned and operated, specializing in exhaust alignments and tires. From general maintenance to major overhauls, they'll treat you right. Call D&N Auto Specialist at 304-267-4078.
Welcome back into Appleman Park. We're along with Matt Crawford. I am Matt Miller. John Alderton running our TV10 camera. Donald Kinney, our on-site producer. Colin McLaughlin is our engineer back at the studio. Well, a high-scoring affair here in this one as Musselman played it a run in the bottom of the first inning to take the early 1-0 lead. Jefferson answered with a run in the top of the second. We were tied at 1, and then Matt Musselman busted out with 6 runs in the bottom of the second, opened that 7-1 lead, and you wondered, where were we going from here? Well, Jefferson said, we'll be right back.
On a roller coaster. Yeah. That's where we were going from there. 2 runs in the top of the third inning for the Cougars. 4 in the top of the fourth inning, where in the third and fourth, Musselman went scoreless, and that fourth inning capped off, or the big part of that fourth inning, I should say, the big 3-run home run by Cullen Horowitz. And you're going, all right, is Jefferson really going to start to run away with this game? Each team 2 runs in that 5th inning, then Jefferson getting the big 3-run top of the 6th inning. Musselman was able to play 1 in the bottom of the 6th, but then both teams scoreless in the 7th and final inning. Here the Cougars get the win and remain undefeated, now 10-0 with the 12-10 victory.
For Musselman, a tough way to experience their 4th straight losses. They will fall to 4-9, and man, had some chances in this game, and one of the biggest issues, the base on balls, those walks and hit batters really hurting. I'm counting it up right here. You ready? 1, go with me, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 of the 12 runs that scored for the Jefferson Cougars reached base via either a walk or a hit by pitch. That is how costly they were in this one, as the Cougars made Musselman pay, scoring those 12 runs on just 9 hits. We'll give you more of the stats as we wrap up our post-game show after this 60-second break. Again, the final from here at Appleman Park. It's Jefferson 12, Musselman 10.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
Babe, I'm hungry.
Where do you want to go?
I don't know. You pick.
Chinese?
No, not feeling it.
Mexican?
No, we just had that over the weekend.
You pick.
Let's go to the Cider Press restaurant. They have a new smoker burger. I think you'd really like it.
The Cider Press restaurant inside Taylor's Farm Market has what you're craving, where the food is fresh and you feel right at home. Exit 5 right off I-81 in Inwood, or online at ciderpressdeliandgrill.com.
All right, we're back on Final Time here tonight at Appleman Park. Let's take a look at some of the numbers from this one. Now we go all the way back to the starting pitchers. Jacob Miller for the Musselman Appleman gave up 7 runs on 5 hits in 3 1/3 innings, a couple of strikeouts, but the issue 4 walks and 3 hit batters. Zac Rose struggled as well in an inning and a third for Jefferson. He gives up 5 runs on 5 hits. He struck out 2 and walked 1. and neither one of those guys faring in the decision.
No, and it really looked like it was going to be one heck of a ball game on the mound, and then both teams end up using 4 pitchers for Musselman. After Jacob Miller, they went to Kyle Lohr. He went 2/3 of an inning, not giving up any runs, giving up 1 hit, walking 2, no strikeouts. Dylan Stevens came in for 2 innings in relief. He gave up 5 runs on 3 hits, walked 5, and struck out 2. And then Jason Myers comes in for an inning, no runs, no hits, 1 strikeout, and 1 walk. And for Jefferson the rest of the way, it was Daquan Shipe. He went 3 1/3, giving up 4 runs on 7 hits, 6 strikeouts, and no walks. Sammy Roberts went 1/3 of an inning, giving up a run on a hit, no strikeouts, no walks. And Camion Gonzalez came in and really pitched well over the inning or over the 2 innings that he had, giving up no runs, no hits, striking out 4.
Yeah, and Gonzalez will get a save in this one as he closes it out in what proves to be a 2-run game. We've got Shipe getting the win and Stevens taking the loss for Musselman. Let's give you the, just a couple of offensive totals. We clearly can't go through all of this, but, I mean, you've got Peyton Corwin out of that leadoff spot for Jefferson, reaching on a bunt hit, a walk. He scored a couple of runs. Conor Bailey, hit by a pitch, a walk, had a couple of singles. He scored 3 runs. The Bear, Cullen Horowitz, he was walked a couple of times, including once intentionally, had a 3-run home run and a 2 RBI double, so he drives in 5 in this game. Reagan Hollinger, he had a single, was hit by a pitch, scored a run, although it was a courtesy runner who came home to score, had a sac fly as well. He drove in a couple of runs. Finn Horowitz, a couple of walks. He had a 2 RBI double. Zac Rose had a double to drive home a run, a sacrifice as well. He drew 3 base on balls. The top to bottom of this order, I mean, you just look at it. Sammy Roberts had an RBI double out of that number 8 spot in the order, and so there you go for Jefferson. For the Musselman Applemen, they did much the same thing. Kyle Lohr out of the top of the order, a couple of hits in 5 at-bats. He was able to drive home a run. He scored a run. Jason Myers, 2 hits in 5 at-bats in the number 2 spot. He had an RBI. He scored a couple of runs. Blake Hartman in the 3 spot had a big 2 RBI double in that 6-run second inning. Jacob Miller had 3 runs batted in as he went 3 for 4 at the plate. A single and a run scored. In fact, 2 singles and a run scored in 4 trips to the plate for Liam Wilson. Go down to that number 9 spot in the order, and Trevor Bohr had an RBI single as he goes 2 for 4. And even in the 8th spot, Dylan Stevens had an RBI double, a walk, and a couple of runs scored. Offense all over the place in this one. Well, you can see that on the scoreboard. 22 runs scoring on, by the way, 22 base hits. Here's how it broke down. Jefferson, 12 runs, 9 hits, 3 errors, 11 left, 9 in scoring position. For Musselman, 10 runs on 13 hits, 1 error. They stranded 7-3 in scoring position. Time of the game, 3 hours and 1 minute. Again, Shipe gets the win. Stevens takes the loss. Gonzalez gets a save. Musselman now 4-9. Jefferson 10-0. All right.
Let's do it again tomorrow, kind of.
Maybe. It's been like that all week, right?
And tomorrow doesn't look overly promising.
Yeah, keep an eye on the skies. There is a lot of rain in that weather forecast. Weather permitting, our schedule would have us out at Spring Mills for the first time this season as they would take on the Hedgesville Eagles. Spring Mills, by the way, suffering a loss over at St. Maria Goretti tonight, 5-1. And it was Hedgesville falling at Frankfort 9-4. So both teams would be looking to get back in the win column after losses should that game be played tomorrow. Game time is scheduled at 7 o'clock, and we would be on the air at approximately 6:40. Keep it tuned to Talk Radio WRNR, and we will let you know throughout the day as we get any information with the possibility of rainy conditions. Well, that does it for us today. Thank you for joining us at each of our broadcast entities. Thanks to each of our sponsors for their support of our coverage. Thanks to Athletic Director Steve Campbell here at Musselman, all the staff and folks here at Appleman Park. Thanks to both head coaches, John Lowry Sr. and Josh Hartman, for their help and support and interviews and stats and information for the broadcast. We do want to say thank you to Colin McLaughlin, our studio engineer for this one, Donald Kenny, our on-site producer, John Alderton, running the TV10 camera. For Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller, reminding you tonight's final score, it is Jefferson 12 and Musselman 10. Until next time, so long, everyone.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School Baseball. Today's game broadcast has been brought to you by
Smallwood and Small Insurance, Thomas Miller Agent, Administrative Drive, Martinsburg. Cider Press Restaurant, Exit 5 Inwood. Trips Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring in Inwood. Chris Ross with Milestone Realty, Tavern Road, Martinsburg. The Mortgage Center in the Aiken Center, Martinsburg. Dynamark Atlantic Security, your local alarm professional. Ollie's VIP Northside, Veronica Drive, Martinsburg. Art McBee Insurance, Martinsburg and Berkeley Springs. D&N Auto Specialists, off Tavern Road, Martinsburg. And Heffley Motors, HeffleyMotorCompany.com.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and Major League Baseball, keep it tuned to FM 106.5, AM 740, Comcast Cable Channel 10, and online talk radio WRNR.com. All rights reserved.